Good evening and welcome back to the Mancunian Way. My name is Ryan. I'm your host, and it's Thursday night, so let's chat. Tonight we're going to talk all about the ENZO Maresca era that is now upon us. Where's it? Luke's got off screen. He's thrown me. Ozzy's got into pitch blackness. I don't know what's going on here. Professionalism is out of the window tonight.
Yeah, it is out the window.
I know it's warm. Come on, guys. Bloody hell, man.
Try to get the heat
Anyway,
down.
good evening, Luke. Good evening, Ozzy. Hope we are well.
Yeah, good, mate. All good. Yeah, it's hot, but we're here. Talking City.
Don't know where it is. I don't know where Rich is. I don't know where Pat is.
I mean, they're not here, are they? It's not.
I don't know where Trevor is. They're all bloody late. A lot of them. No, I'm joking. They'll be with us shortly. Good evening, Mingy Wong. Apparently, we have paid 17 million in compensation. Yes, we have. Well, we've agreed it. This is confirmed by BC. It's done. Maresca is the manager. There'll be a 3-week international break on the 19th of September till the 10th of October.
3 weeks of absolute hell. Lovely.
Bob, good evening. Bawadi links remind me of Old City of getting Rodri's successor in early. Avoid big names like Tonali getting upset by holding the bench of Rodri. Cheaper option, not cheaper at all, mate.
No.
Plays in a physical league. I don't know where everyone's got this is cheaper from. About 80 million quid, mate. Not much cheaper. Got some news yet. We'll go into that as well. Smash those likes on the way in. We are trying to grow up to 10K as well by the kickoff of the first game. So that'd be amazing. Also tonight, first time we're going to do this just a one-off tonight. It's going to be a 3-hour super chat goal where 50% is going to go to Alzheimer's Society after the sad news of my dad's passing. It is a one-off. I must let you all know YouTube does take a percentage of all proceeds. My family don't want to do a GoFundMe. I've asked, they don't want to do it. So I will respect the family's wishes. Salah Martin, who's the midfield that I've been in contact with. I will go through that in a minute. Patience, my boy. Patience. Adam Quinn, yes, Blues. Adam Quinn chucking up. I will change these emojis around, by the way. They need changing. Come on, get those likes up. Yes, smash those likes. If Bruno G is available, we should go for him instead of Tonali and make sure Arsenal don't get him. We can't strategize our whole summer just on what Arsenal are going to do. And then vice versa. That's not the way it works. We can't be scared of opponents. Lee Gates, hope you are well, mate. Good evening. Bale, Trev. Sorry to hear about your dad. Thank you very much. Trevor has a link. I don't know why. You had the link, just to confirm it. I sent him the link at 21:10 yesterday. Trev does have the link. Trev's lost the link. That's why. I sent it yesterday. Evening, Nick Jackson. How the devil are you? Arsenal want Bruno G. Yes, they do. Yes. Smash the likes and subscribe. Dash with the Samaritans link, which is amazing. Hello, fellow treble winners and 4-peat winners. Thank you so much for your lovely email, DC, and everyone who has. I've now had over 242 messages across every social media platform. Thank you so much. It is appreciated at a very difficult time. I don't want to go into it tonight because I just want to get on. I won't be here next Thursday. The lads will do the show without me. I will be at my dad's funeral next Thursday, so I will not be here. I'm going to go to the funeral and have a drink in his honour. We ain't getting go at it, says Puna. Hello. Yeah, make sure you're saying hello to each other. Stevie Black. Hello, Ronald. Martin Bruno's available. We should go for him. Jesus. Are we going for Roger? Rogers, you mean? I will talk about that in a minute. Good evening, Trevor. How are you?
Good evening.
Yeah. By the way, I will talk about Tonali in a minute because Tottenham's second bid is the exact same bid as their first bid. They just thought Newcastle would suddenly change their mind and accept the original bid. So they bidded 75 million, come back and offered them. Their second bid was 75 million. There was no change in any of the offer.
Not Del Boy.
It was a new 75 million. It wasn't the same 75 million.
It's a new money.
We went to the ATM. we went to the CDM, put that 75 mil in, and we took out a new 75 mil. All the serial numbers are different.
That'll do it.
Sold. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. By the way, Bruno G is going nowhere. Newcastle have said he is not being sold, and they're now opened up new contract talks with him as well.
Oh, that's good.
So Bruno's agent is absolutely living in the great world of I'm about to get a pay rise. Thank you very much for Arsenal Football Club for doing that. Arsenal Football Club, I've played a blinder here for Bruno G's agent because he's going to get a shit ton of money and another pay rise. He only got a pay rise 18 months ago. He's going to get another one.
Bloody hell.
Bloody hell. Good life if you can get it. Right. Quick one before we go into the Maresca situation. I did tease about the midfielder. The midfielder is Sandro Tonali. They have spoken to his representatives. They have not spoken to Newcastle. They have opened conversations with his reps. There is concern on Tonali's half that he will play not a lot of games at City or Arsenal, which is why he's favouring a move to Tottenham because he wants to play football. Buada, there is interest, but the Buada is around 80 million quid. And I'm not sure they will jump into that river at 80 million straight away. We'll see. Keep an eye on that one. Anderson is all enough done. And the other news is Maresca has told Donnarumma he is his number one. Sorry to the Trafford sexuals out there who are enjoying themselves. It's a joke. We do love Trafford as well. But to the people who were hoping Donnarumma would get on his bike this summer, sorry, he's not going anywhere.
Big Donna's number one.
Rich is here. Only took you off, Rich, I'm going to buy you an alarm clock.
Yeah, he's being a teacher again.
I needed a
coffee. He's bollocking everyone for being late. Yeah.
What he does, Trev.
Wait till I start giving out detentions. Right, morning. I'm not very happy guy tonight. This heat wave is affecting this 1000% more. So yeah, shite today.
Hey man, stop being complaining, man.
Real man.
Ed, you don't know. You don't know what it's like in this country where it's this hot. You don't understand. It's not nice.
Do you know what? It's a little warm. It's 32 degrees at the moment where I am. I have a fan here. I am not sleeping. I can't handle 32 degrees at 9 o'clock at night. I'm not used to it.
You've just got to laugh. If it's under about 18, it's too cold. If it's over about 20, it's too hot.
You've forgotten what it's like to live in.
I have to say, Nick, that is a great.
32.
I've got to say, Nick, that you need Donna to stay so he signs main match one short from a Leeds game. I think that's a really good way to guide who we pick and buy. Do you know what I mean? If you've got a shirt for anyone that hasn't been signed yet, they've got to stay. I'm not being sarcastic. I'm totally behind that.
So we're doing this based on who have you got in autographs and shirts now?
Yeah, I'll say
Savio can stay. Yeah.
32 degrees is miles worse in Singapore or Bangkok or Malaysia because it's always 99% humidity, and it feels about 10 degrees hotter than it does if you get 32 degrees in the UK.
I'm aware of that, Rich, but we have a couple of differences. One, we don't have air conditioning in most buildings in this country. True. Two, the houses are not designed in this country.
Yeah. Our houses were built in 1890s, so they weren't built for summertime living, mate. They were built for, keep the warmth in.
And
so we are feeling like humidity 100% at the minute.
As a nation,
no, you're not.
We are conditioned from birth to
I am today, Trevor. Tell you I am. I'm sweating.
Not the humidity.
I've got a fan next to me. I'm sweating.
The heat, but not the humidity, mate.
We're born
if I walked out even at this
time,
if I walked out of the kitchen door, because it's been warm today, if I walk out the kitchen door, I will be wet, and not in an excited way.
I'm like that, yeah.
This is proper moisture, and it's
that's
here
after dark, Trev. That cut off.
Well, it is after dark, isn't it?
Anyway,
no, but Martin's special after dark.
Right. I'm trying to the Morgan Rogers stuff is true. There is an interest in Morgan Rogers. He's just on the list. So we'll see where we go with that. Any news on that, guys? You want to jump on before we jump into the ENZO Maresca and everyone's going to think he's a pathway to somebody else?
I sent you the Boadi talk has come from one interview on Spanish radio. And so I translated it and AI dubbed it into English. You're welcome. So if we're going to talk about that, I think it would be handy if we saw that video. It's very short. So it's like a minute long, but it's Moreta talking about City's interest in Boadi, because that's the source of everything, the millions of tweets you've seen today and all the speculation. That's the only source for it. Is so, and it's not positive or negative. I think if you're going to talk about it, you need to see what it's all been based on, because everything else that's been said is based on this 1 minute interview. And so if we can get that up later when you want to talk about Boadi, that'd be great, because then you will understand where it's come from and you will know how much bullshit has been manufactured based on the actual words that were said. But the words that were said were positive, and there's definite interest. But I read a 3-paragraph long thing today from somebody telling us what the deal was, how much we've paid, what the terms were, and it's done and it's already signed.
Trav, I say it all the time, Trav. I say it all the time on X.
Jesus,
it's crazy.
Everything you hear on X is true. This is what Marty is saying to us right now. He believes everything, including Donald Trump's conspiracy theories, UFOs. Sorry, Mark, I was talking for you.
Including us getting £2 super chats every time Magnus comes on and says he's getting his balls out.
See, I do. I like Boadi. I just think 80 million quid for an 18-year-old is just
I don't think it would be that though, Martin. If I'm honest.
Yeah, it would. They've already said it would.
Yeah, that's what they said. I mean, there's a lot.
But you think everyone's going to go cheap in this market?
I didn't say cheap. I just said I'll be surprised if it's that kind of money.
I'm also going to be honest. I don't want an 18-year-old taking over Rodra.
No.
I'm no adverse to buying him. I just don't think you can't put that much pressure on a lad.
No, I agree with you. I mean, I would want him to come in as a third.
Yeah.
Option to come through the door. So I think, he's got a lot of talent. There's no denying that. He's done well in the French league. He's done well over the course of the World Cup so far. But he's young. But he's physically built for the Premier League, I'd say. And he's only 19. So I think, the future looks bright for him currently. But, we'll have to see what happens. But, I mean, O'Reilly, he's only just turned 20. And we've seen what he's done. And he's very similar in stature to Boadi. So I wouldn't say midfield, though. Well, it was towards the end of the season. But, I mean, what I'm saying is that it doesn't mean a 19-year-old can't do it in the Premier League. It doesn't mean he can't handle that pressure. I'm sure what
O'Reilly's 21.
Currently.
O'Reilly's 21, Ozzy. He's
21.
But,
I mean,
not one.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that he started at 19, didn't he? Is what I'm saying.
Yeah,
Rich.
Yeah.
So he could come in and do a job. He could come in and work up to a certain level. But what I'm saying is that at the moment he's currently in the shop window of the World Cup. And I'm sure a lot of clubs, including City, are looking at him, seeing how he progresses over the World Cup, as long as Morocco stay in it. And then I'd say after the World Cup or after Morocco get knocked out, I think that's when you'll start seeing more kind of interest and more news surrounding him.
Yeah, I think the difference with O'Reilly and him, though, is that O'Reilly was still able to live at home, could have his mum cooking him dinner, was in a team where he trained in that football for over a decade. So O'Reilly going into the City team was one thing for him to worry about. If we bring a kid, he's over from France, he's going to be worrying about the language, he's going to be worrying about home, he's going to be worrying about every aspect of his life. So I think there's 10 times the pressure on in that situation and 10 times the difficulty of making the impact O'Reilly did if you've got to worry about everything, not just playing the match on Saturday, which is what O'Reilly had to worry about in that circumstance.
If O'Reilly goes out of form, you can replace him.
Yeah. And left back versus centre mid.
You ain't got no one to replace him then.
No.
You're right.
Rich, do you think anybody else who's sniffing around him, and it's everyone we know, it's all the usual suspects, do you think anyone else would pay 80 million for him?
Yeah, I'm not against Buardi because if we keep Rodri, if we keep Rodri for a year and we bring someone in, and Anderson, and we bring someone in who has at that age has a year where we don't need more than 10, 20 games out of them. The object of the year is to get them settled into the club, get them settled into the way we play. If we do that, then I would be for it, Ozzy. So, because I think, we do want to nurture some talent. But if Rodri goes, we can't afford it. We've got to get someone who is more experienced. And I don't know that we're going to want to spend 80 million on a third midfielder. I don't think we will.
I don't know, Rich, because I agree with you. I really do. But what I would think is that we're still not quite certain around Nico G and Reinders. I mean, those two players have been linked, or especially Reinders has been linked with a move away. So I think if one of them was to go, I think Kovacic has also been rumoured to go again this summer. I think, who was it? I think it was one of the Italian clubs that are looking at him.
Yeah. I still think you're setting up for trouble then, because if you do that, you're bringing him in as a third player with two younger midfielders who aren't looking to go out in the next few years. So you're setting up 3B. You're taking away the person who would really bring them through into. So I think it's a lot riskier financial and play move if Rodri doesn't stay. If Rodri stays, second midfielder, I'm all for it. If Rodri goes, I'd be a bit worried about making that move, and I would make different moves. But
don't think he'll be number 2, Shivan. I don't think he'd like to be number 2. I'm with Rich. I'm all fine with him as a number 2. I'm going to be honest. I've not watched a lot of him play. I know everyone's now going to tell me they've watched Lil on the regular and they've watched 19 games of him and they've watched him 90 minutes every game, because everyone does. What it is he's the latest name that's appeared into a World Cup and had a few good games, and everyone's jumped on the bandwagon.
Rodriguez?
Yeah, the Colombian player, wasn't it? He went to Madrid.
Yeah, wrong. Talented player, but again, Real Madrid, wrong move.
Yeah. Totally agree.
I had a lad telling me after Boadi's first game, because he was the first one that got people excited, that he'd been watching him for 3 years. No, you haven't.
Right, so Cade, Boadi is a generational talent. Cade, how many games have you watched fully?
I've seen 2 probably. Honestly,
you've called him a generational talent. How many games have you watched? And I know what he's going to go. Someone will come back with, at 16, he was man of the match against Real Madrid. Because that's the one game everyone did watch. That was it. Martin Odegaard balled out at 16. Real Madrid bought him because of that. And then he went to Real Madrid and shot the bed.
Look at Mastantuono, Real Madrid. 18-year-old. Again, wrong move. These players need to stop going around Madrid and Barcelona at 18. Stop it. Trust me. Endrick, get out of Real Madrid. You're waiting. You're
hang on. Echeverri was a generational talent as well that was rolling in. Chamasa, to quote LB.
So
and I think now he's etching nowhere.
What we've got with him is a bit of FOMO, fear of missing out.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
It's the Amal era, Trev. It's the Amal era. Everyone wants next Amal, don't they? That's what they want.
Of course they do.
Yeah. Oh, the next Nico G. Next Nico O'Reilly, sorry. Nico G. Yeah, not Nico G.
Imagine that.
Nobody wants the next Nico G.
But no, it is serious FOMO. Like any kind of good young player from Brazil, and don't get it wrong, right? I get excited about it too. If you're an exciting young player coming through, of course you want to see him do well. Like Neymar, obviously, Santos some years ago, great player, and he went to Barcelona and did very well to the point of on PSG. But we got to realise that these kids that are in like Ecuador, Brazil, Argentina, and even in Europe and that, you got to develop. You got to develop in the right environment.
Sorry, mate. I've just noticed breaking news. I don't know if you've seen it, Martin. Ornstein's just. Yeah, City have made an improved bid to sign Elliot Anderson from Nottingham Forest. No agreement yet. Both clubs are in direct talks.
Fab's put a blue and an eye emoji. I don't know what that means. It's coming.
Yeah. I think personally the bid probably went in yesterday, and now the news will start coming through.
Yeah.
So.
Get you, Luke, calling him Fab, like your mates.
They're like that.
That's because Luke's paid him £1,000 to retweet shit.
I paid for that McDonald's.
I'll
paid for that McDonald's he was holding up.
There. Eddie, you there? Hello, Ed. Hello, Ed.
Luke knows him so
well.
I'm
here. I'm just at the gym. What's up?
Right, come on. Who are you? Are you jumping on? Big up, Baz. Are you? By the way, thank you, Baz, for your lovely message. I do appreciate that, mate. Go on, Ed. Are you on the Buwadi bandwagon? Loving?
No, I've been seeing. No, I've been seeing interesting things, right? Especially about this comment right here. Bruno is not 28, guys. He's turning 29 literally this month. First of all,
so he's 28.
28, yeah. In 2 days, he's turning 29.
Thank you.
In 2 days, he's turning 29. Right? When did this happen?
He's Fernandinho age. Perfect.
He's not 28, but he is 28.
In 2 days, he'll be 29, right? And then, okay, we can call it 29.
If we're being pedantic about ages, Kusanov's 5. Because he's got a leap year birthday.
But no, I think, like you guys were saying,
technically, actually, strictly speaking about the calendar, he's 5.
And in dog years, Trev, he's 48.
But no, like you guys said, I think it just depends on the plan. If Rodri leaves now, I think this is why that meeting in August is pivotal to what we're going to do with Rodri. I think for me personally, if we're waiting till August, I see him staying for a season and then leaving on a free if that's what it lands to, just because I think August till the September deadline and maybe too short if you do want to move him on. So I think he's staying, and in that situation, I would say you could bring in a young player, but Tonali will also have to be comfortable with sitting for a year or two. So I think that's something the club has to mention. To him, I see a lot of people saying we should go get Bruno G, but Bruno G want to wait on the bench for Raj to leave in a year. These are big caliber players that you have to talk that into, and that's
I think Bruno G would play. I think he's such a good
City
player.
aren't getting Bruno G.
No, it's sad. I'd rather pay 100 million for 28-year-old Bruno G than 70 million for 26-year-old.
That's according to Baz. Tonali's not going to Spurs.
Yeah. I just saw something on Sky as well.
I don't know what Baz thinks, but I watch. But every time I watch Newcastle,
Baz, if you want to join in, mate, jump on. You want to join in, Baz? Bruno is not going to Arsenal.
Yeah, Bruno G is so much better. Bruno G is so much better than Tonali. It's not funny. It's like
most people will be of the opinion that Buwadi is better the player than Arsenal.
Well, I'm sorry.
I'll tell you what that is, right, Andre. I'm going to be honest with you. Some of the people who don't rate English players are saying that. I'm going to say it, Andre. That's what it is. When anyone who slags off Anderson are people, when you look at their accounts, they're not in the UK, which is fine because they don't rate English players. That's not a problem. That's not saying they just don't rate English players. They don't hate English players. They don't rate them. But Anderson is going to happen, whether people like this or not. Anderson is going to happen. You have to accept that.
Shirt ordered.
I don't understand why there is this half. People have gone half. Like the other day, England drew 0-0 and everyone was blaming Anderson.
I mean, Kane missed a sitter.
Why? And Anderson was the best English player on the pitch.
Yeah.
Had we signed him?
I saw a lot of people hammering Rice, actually.
Oh, by the way,
a lot of people hammered Rice for that game.
Have you seen how much Tottenham are going to pay for Fernandes? £85 million. Like, what? What? and I'm not better than Fernandes.
I know you had the heat wave in 1976, but we were alive in 1976, so I don't know what it was like
excuse
then,
me,
mate.
what's with the wee business?
All right, Trevor was calling you young then.
I was 12. We were on the
Don't
verge
forget
of
Rich
the
as
revolution
well. Rich
that was
Rich was also.
the Sex Pistols, which blew everyone's mind.
Great
I'll
band,
have
by the
you
way.
know.
I was
Great
giving you a
band.
compliment there, Trevor.
Oh well, thank you. Is it my new shirt? Your new City shirt?
All right then, you old fuddy duddy unk.
Uncle Trev.
You old fart.
Me £4 new City shirt.
You and Rich can be old farts then up at the top. I'm not bothered.
Yeah, low fat was 14 at high school. There you go, mate.
Yeah. No, honestly, yeah. I don't think it's a bomb, but I think, do you know what I think is happening with Anderson? This is what I was told. Repeat this whenever you want, believe it or not. The deal's done. This is being dragged out across social media because if they put out, we have to wait till July the 1st for everyone to hit deals. It kills the momentum of the deal. It kills it dead. So what we'll do is we'll drag this along for a bit more time and say you haven't done this, we haven't done that. It's the name of the game. City did all this. Anderson is telling people in America he's a City player.
I think that some of the negativity, had we signed him 2 days after saying we were going to get him, right, there would be no negativity from our own fan base. But, you know, excitable people have got frustrated with how long it's taking. And so now that's slowly turning into being negative about Anderson. You can see the pattern of it, and you can see the accounts that are doing it, you know, and it's just a natural consequence of the frustration that I would say a certain section of the fan base are experiencing.
And you've got to be careful. World Cup hydration breaks, Martin, Yanks want commercials. That's fine.
It's not the Yanks, it's FIFA. It was a statement released.
It's FIFA.
There was a really good statement released today by I think one of the American networks, and they said, look, this is FIFA. We didn't ask for this. FIFA offered it to us, and of course we're going to take it because we're a commercial enterprise and we have to take the money where we can. We have an onus to our shareholders to make money, which is the pure capitalist rationale for it. But they're not wrong. It wasn't them. They did not force this on FIFA. FIFA came up with it and offered it to them. And apparently FIFA aren't making the money out of it. It's the TV networks that are making the money out of it. Not making the money officially out of it, but I'm sure Infantino's looking at a yacht.
No, by the way, no, Andrew, I didn't mean it that way. What I'm saying is people who are saying Anderson is crap and they shouldn't really be going, a lot of them, because they don't rate English players. I've seen the same people do it with Morgan Rogers today. Don't want Morgan Rogers. There's better wingers out there than Morgan Rogers.
Because people fail to realise, Martin, that it's the English quota, isn't it? It's the homegrown quota.
This is the problem. This is the problem. We have and there was a piece in the MEN today about City have to be careful with the UEFA rules on the homegrown and the squad trade. It's not so much Premier League rules. This homegrown and squad training comes in. It's the UEFA rules, because you've got to have so many within your squad that are squad, academy trained, club trained. I can't remember the exact wording of it, but some form like that. Right, we'll come back to that later on because I know Ozzy's only got an hour. Ozzy, we've agreed the 17 million quid for Maresca.
Yep.
Right. So I think we all need to stop saying it's a stopgap, because we don't pay 17 million quid for no stopgap. What are you hoping from the Maresca era? What is it are you excited? Do you know anything about his formations, tactics, anything about him? Are you going into August with a worry? Or are you going in with an excitement?
No, I think I'm going in with a bit of excitement, to be honest, because as you said, it's a new era. You know, it's life after Pep, and we saw what happened with United and Ferguson. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think we're even anywhere close to what Ferguson left behind at United. You know, yes, City had, not last season, but the season before, compared to our own standards, we had a disastrous season. And Pep stayed and rode the ship, and you know, I think we did really well last season. You know, we won 2 trophies and came second in the Premier League. Not a bad season at all. Obviously, we'd love to win the Champions League, the Premier League, but you know, I think we have to be realistic. Last season was a bit of a rebuild. This season, it's like I said, new era, but it's also, like I said, life without Pep. So it's going to be really interesting. I expect Maresca to come in and kind of stamp authority, stamp kind of what he wants to do ultimately with this team going forward. For me, I think he's got to challenge for the Premier League. That's the bare minimum that I want for him this season. I'm not too kind of fussed about kind of retaining the FA Cup or the League Cup. I know under kind of how we've been with Pep over a decade that every cup is important, every cup we should be going for. And I'd love that, but I also kind of feel that the pressure doesn't need to be on him to kind of go for everything. I think for me, I think with the squad we've currently got and with the players that we're going to be signing this summer, I expect nothing less than to challenge for the league. I expect us to be challenging in the Champions League. I don't expect us to win it, but I expect us to kind of challenge and get to the latter stages. And I think we're more than capable of doing that with the team we've currently got and the team we're going to have at the end of going into next season. So, you know, I think when it came to the end of Pep and Pep leaving, yeah, there was a sadness. Yes, there was a not knowing how kind of Maresca's going to come in, what he's going to do, how it's going to kind of go. But I think with him already being at the club previously, being there for the treble, being there, you know, playing, coaching the under 21s and the academy kind of thing, you know, he already knows the club. He knows some of the players. You know, I think it was the smartest move that City could do to bring in Maresca. I think it was the only choice, really. They could have looked at what's his face at PSG. Yes, he would have been the sexy signing and the more experienced possibly. But he's not going to lead that project right now. You know, so Maresca is the smart option right now for me. He is the kind of that person who's going to come in and even, you know, he's signing a 3-year deal. He's going to come in and we'll see what he does. You know, the thing for him right now is the only manager he's really got to challenge against is Arteta, because every other top manager in every other top club has got a new manager right now. Do you know what I mean? So the only stable manager that has been in place that's going to be going into next season is Arteta. And I don't think Arteta did a fantastic job with Arsenal last season. Yes, he got them over the line. Yes, they won the league. Congrats. But when it came to the rest of the competitions, he fell apart.
Also,
now they've got to retain that title.
Oh, here we go. Ornstein. Sorry. Agreement with Forest, Elliot Anderson, breaking.
Yeah,
it's come up just now.
Do you think Maresca will? Do you think Arteta will change? Because I think he's been under mentally almost cracking up in every title race because he didn't do it.
So hang on, sorry, Rich.
Do you think he'll change with that?
Rich, I'm sorry to jump in, Rich. I promise you, right?
Yeah.
The people in the chat and on the panel think what's just happened. 14 minutes ago, we made the improved bid.
Yeah.
13 minutes later, it's agreed. Use your brains here, people. They've not sent the bid, and 13 minutes later, Marinakis went, yeah, go on then.
Here we go.
I'm going to whip my head against this wall. Stop falling for the bullshit. It was already agreed.
Yeah, it really was.
It doesn't get agreed in 13 minutes. It's not a shag. Guys, come on. Wake up.
Jesus, Martin. Wake up
bullshit.
Yeah.
I would. I'm sorry, but people think we've made the bid 30 minutes ago. He's brought the news. Oh, and Ornstein, 13 minutes later, agreement.
Half an hour.
No, it can't be 13 minutes because you've got to write it.
No, but there are people who think, oh, this is magical by City. They've done it in 13 minutes. Fuck off.
Breaking.
Who's
that, you say? Anderson? Who does he play for?
Yeah.
Where's that come from?
Well, Anderson's been telling everyone all week, yeah, I'm a City player. Yeah. Right, carry on, Ed. Rich, sorry, mate. I had to.
No, I was just asking Ozzy whether he thought that Arteta would be a different manager now. That
here we go.
Here we go. Mentally, it's huge. In winning the league will be huge. Is that gonna? I mean, it could make him worse, but I just wonder whether what it will do for Arsenal.
Well, I think a lot of the Arsenal fans were kind of saying that if he got over the line and won the league last season, that he'd take the handbrake off and start letting these players play like they did a few seasons ago. I don't really see him doing that because Arsenal have never retained a title, never in their history. He's the only manager, the top manager now, who's been there and done it. He's going to want to feel that pressure of, I need to retain this. I've got to do what I did before to get the title over the line. Do you know what I mean? So the pressure will come in a different way for me, Rich. I think there may be slight changes, but I don't overall. I think it worked for him last season. So if it worked for him last season, why would he ultimately change it?
No, and Ozzy, just to come in here, I think also like.
Sorry, can I just do this? Sorry, Ed. Foggy's jumped in with 10 gifted memberships. You're a legend. Say thank you so much. Definitely. Thank you. And if you have, please say thank you to Fogger for an amazing contribution. You, sir, are a legend. Carry on, Ed.
No, so I was just saying that I also read that they're trying to bring in a more offensive assistant coach to help Arteta, which shows that he doesn't have the tactics really to be offensive if he needs somebody else to come in and help him with that, right? So,
yeah. By the way, Cathy is Sheffield United. He's gone. Calvin Phillips has gone to Sheffield United on loan for a season, which means he's going to spend the whole of his City career going on loan somewhere. We are never selling him. We're just going to loan until the end of his contract.
And last day,
this is his last loan though, mine. I'm pretty sure this has to be his last loan.
I don't think you can. Yeah, I think you can only do 2 to one club, and then they're going to have to buy him.
Yeah, but I mean, I think his City contract comes to an end.
No, I think he's got 2 more years. He's got 2028, I think. Signed a 6-year deal.
Right.
Yeah, think about that, Ozzy. 6 years. I don't know why. When you look back on it and you think, wow, but no, man. So I just need to do these, then we can get talking. Formidable, thank you very much for the £2. By the way, he's being very sarcastic because he was saying Pep out when everyone was saying Pep in. I know you're being sarcastic, mate. Big up Formidable. Evening Blues, Maresca out. Anderson shit. Get him out and all. Transfer listed.
And my thing about Maresca for me, I'm interested to see his setup of the team. I think that's what I'm going to be looking for the most, especially when it comes to players like Phil Foden. I think everybody wants to see where he's going to put Phil at, how he's going to utilize Phil. I think that's the tactics and where he's going to utilize Phil is where I'm going to be looking at starting preseason.
By the way, Luke, Man City transfer deal's done in 15 minutes.
15-minute meals. Transfer deals.
And then Andre with $10. Thank you so much for your kind generosity, mate. Hello, gentlemen. I love the show, and we'll win the league next season. I might enjoy your cigarettes. I'm going to go through a lot this week, I promise you. I know we don't always agree, but that's the good thing. We're not here to all agree. Trevor, you've had a lot to say on Maresca, and one of your big things was leadership.
Yeah.
Does he look like a leader to you? Someone who lead the line, lead the squad into the promised land?
The only flags remaining for me were the fact that we've been linked with 4 Chelsea players, and I think it's just a no-no. I can understand why he wants someone familiar near him, and someone made the argument that maybe he needs someone on the pitch who implements what he wants. The thing is that the 4 of them were bobbins, just not elite footballers. The 4 Chelsea players that we were linked with are not the level that we already have in our dressing room. And I think that that's a leadership question, that if it was him, and I don't know if it was, but if it was him pushing for those Chelsea players, that's a leadership issue because he's not read the room. He's going into a very happy full of love dressing room, full of players who respect each other, and he would risk with 2 Chelsea players there, it would upset a balance. People might start accusing him from the media or the fan base of favoritism. He's just creating a problem for himself that he doesn't have to. For what? For mid players, expensive mid players. Cucurella's good, but other than that, I didn't want any of them. One of them was a fucking racist, and the other 3 were just mid. So I don't want any of them. I don't want anyone from Chelsea at our club. And so that's the only question that I had, was his judgment. And so that's it. Other than that, I'm 100% behind the guy. I want him to succeed. I want to love him. I don't have a massive, big expectation this season. Anything will be a bonus. Any trophies in the cabinet will be a bonus. A decent cup, or 3 decent cup runs, good. Challenge for the title, maybe. But I understand the task that's in front of him as well, So I'm willing to cut him some slack. I just want to be given hope that we're on the right path. I don't want someone to come in and lay the law down in that dressing room, because that dressing room is still Pep coded, and I don't want to lose everything that Pep coded into them. So I don't want someone to come in and go, "It's my team now." That would be the very wrong thing to do. It would be the most naive thing to do.
I think the problem, though, is I would question whether most of that squad is Pep coded now, simply because so many of the leaders are going. Like, I wouldn't be laying the law down with Rodri and Diaz and the players who really know, but I think there's a lot of players there who aren't Pep coded, who are still fairly new. And I think, I think the Pep cheat code was Bernardo, and we aren't going to have a Bernardo. So someone, and I'm not saying this is Maresca, but we need a personality on the pitch who is going to lay the law down a bit. It'd be great if we could, get Rodri staying for a year, and him and Diaz and some of those experienced players stay and really do that. And where I might disagree with you slightly on Chelsea is I don't think Chelsea have bad players. I think they just have an absolutely screwed up culture. And, obviously, Enzo's a slightly different issue, but I just think you can't just go and sign 10 great young players from around the world every summer, mash them in together with very little experience and tactics, and try and make them something. And I actually think Maresca, as in Enzo Maresca, was starting to actually get some good signs at Chelsea. But I just think that the Abramovich method with Chelsea was, you don't win anything for a season, you get sacked. So I think that club was conditioned to be really short term. And then I think this new ownership came in. I honestly think their model is, we're going to buy loads of players and we're going to try and give them like 10-year contracts and sell them for profit. And it's just a weird thing from the top down. And, you might question the mentality of players who decide to go there. Like, I wonder what, if Caicedo had gone to Liverpool rather than Chelsea, I do wonder what the story would have been for him, because I think he's become one of the best sixes in the world at Chelsea. But,
is anyone worried about the 17 million quid?
No. Augusto.
It's what it is.
Oh, is it? People,
No, I've heard 16 million of it's a fee for doing some advisory sessions at one of our clubs in the Abu Dhabi anyway. So we're only paying $1 million.
He's got 3 years left on his deal.
The watch.
We had 3.5 years. He was on $5 million a year, and that's where it works out. 17 million.
I just don't care. One trophy. And
by the way, I will confirm it is a British record for a player.
Well, that's what Marinakis said. As I said in my video, that's the needed. I said in my video, Marinakis needs to be able to turn around to the Forest fans and say, we sold our best asset, probably the greatest player we've had since John Robertson, but I got the British record fee for it. And all the Forest fans will go, nice one. And they'll believe their fantasy of a David standing up to Goliath, even though Marinakis is a billionaire. and they'll believe their narrative, and that makes them able to say goodbye to the player they love the most. Other teams love their players too. We got to remember that. They might be shit, but they love them too. And
yeah, apparently it's 130 million quid, and his first part of his medical will be done in the US. Where did that? I heard that somewhere before. I heard that last week somewhere that his first part of his medical will be done in the US.
Yeah,
but where was that said?
I don't know. Someone was saying yesterday.
Someone said that. Yeah, I don't know.
Claiming to know that a private jet took off from Manchester Airport yesterday, heading for Kansas. So it was going to land at the where the England team are based, and it's just absolute bollocks. And
that'll be those Kansas City fans who came to visit. The Etihad.
Kyle, I'm not falling for it. Spicy Potatoes does not like Foden. He doesn't like Foden, so we just move on. I know he doesn't like Foden.
No, I've heard rumours that Taylor Swift's taking over from Natalie on our on City TV. So I'll just get Taylor popping over to sign the deal.
Does anyone know tactics that he plays? I know
we should offer Natalie a job then.
I know Nobbins has done a very, very good video, by the way.
Natalie.
Really good breakdown on this. I have got some information up on his tactics. There's two build-ups. There's a low build-up. There's a high build-up. So in the low build-up, Maresca sets his team up in a 4-2-2-3 formation. The goalkeeper moves up into the back line, creates about 4, allowing the wingers to push higher. The 6 building players can work together to meet the initial press, and the 5 attackers can cooperate to create goal-scoring opportunities, which, sorry, you're not going to like this, Trev. This is the double pivot that he creates.
Like double pivots. I'm a big fan.
Which Anderson will be one of. Now, in the high build-up, Maresca Chelsea set up in a 1-3-2-5 formation, the same as in the low build-up, but without the goalkeeper being the centre-back. I think with Donnarumma now being his number 1, that's where we're going to go. We're going to go in this 1-3-2-5.
Also, just quickly, right, as well, Anderson, right, I guarantee you, now that it's gone to City, the narrative around Anderson will change because he's gone to City. Just be aware of that, by the way, because it's coming. Sure. The fume is coming. The anger is coming. So be prepared for that.
Oh, and don't forget that we've overspent and, we're ruining the league by spending this kind of money on a player.
To be fair, though, Ozzy, I've got mates who are Bayern, Madrid and Barcelona fans who are telling me no club can talk to you about spending money when Liverpool spent money. See, even fans from abroad speak sense because they know. I know, Rick. But let's be honest, most of our rivals in this league are just going to turn around and go, you've bought the league again or whatever.
Yeah, they'll say that anyway. The thing that's going to happen in the next hour, of course, is that the fee we paid for him will never be referred to in sterling anymore. It will do this sterling to euro switch over.
Even though we haven't taken him from the continent, it's just
and we're paying in sterling. But no, all our rivals, all the media now will immediately do the switch over from pounds to euros because it's 150 million, and that's a bigger number. Stupid City paying 150 million for somebody. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Is anyone worried about the formation, or does anyone know anything about his formations?
The thing about this speculation is that I don't have the confidence that everyone else does. So I'm an outlier here, and I'm probably wrong. But I'm often wrong, and I stand quite proudly and boldly in my wrongness when I am. But the thing is, there's that great saying about generals. The greatest battle plans fall apart the moment the first shot is fired. Because we don't know what other people are going to do. We don't know how other teams are going to play. There will be themes and strategies that happen this season, as happens at every season, where people find different ways to play. And so you can't put a template on that. Like I said, the best battle plans fall apart with the first rifle shot. And so I don't know how much.
He's fairly adept, though, at changing things. I think he's fairly adept at changing things.
Yeah, don't think I'm being negative about him at all. I'm not. What I'm being is more skeptical than most. about what the tacticos are telling us.
Well, I think we've seen how much Pep has changed how he plays. Over 10 years, we had to play a different football by the end than the beginning because of the players we had, because of the tactics in the Premier League. But I think the one thing that Maresca coming in changes for me is that I think we need a quality, tactically adept right back. I think our glaring. I think fullbacks become incredibly important in Maresca side. I think more important than they are for Pep and most managers. And I think you have to have a fullback who is either for us, who's either a top quality centre back because they slide into the three from one side, or they have to be good enough to go into centre midfield and play as a pivot. And they have to be tactically able to do that comfortably. Left back, I'm not worried. I think Aït-Nouri, Gvardiol, O'Reilly can all slot into that. I think they're all good enough to be midfielders technically and play in that centre midfield pivot role. They're good passers. I'm not convinced we have a single right back who can. I'm not convinced Nunes can do that.
Do you know what, Rich?
I love Nunes the athlete, but Nunes the tactical player has never shown to me an intelligence to do that. So we are going to need to go and buy a quality Premier League right back who's comfortable going into midfield, because otherwise we're just going to be playing Kuzanov or Diaz or someone right back, and they're going to be slotting into the centre back, which is fine. It's fine if we rely on it always being the left back goes into midfield.
Yeah, Rich, I was about to say that. Yeah,
but otherwise we need a quality right back.
Can it be the right back as well? Can it do the left hand?
We're better off if it can be both. But
that's what I'm thinking. Could it be one or the other? Because that was the one thing with
we
Gusto.
Need to sign another player, I think.
It wasn't. I wouldn't say Gusto was my number one choice. Gusto had the attributes and the profile to do what he wants.
Yes.
Which is the fullback, the go up, or the inverted. He had the attributes. I'm not saying.
And to defend. Gusto's okay defender too.
Yeah. Gusto had the profiles. People got to remember, people are looking at names and prices. Prices are something we can't control. Prices, what a selling club wants to sell at and what we want to buy at, and they'll meet in the middle. Or they don't. It is what it is. If we don't, we move. Fans are getting too uppity about prices at the minute. If we went and bidded 250 million quid, 250 million for Elisa, everyone would be jumping around, going off their head, going, it's amazing. It's great. Because it's on Elisa.
But Martin, are we surprised that are people surprised that we didn't go for Palestri, who kind of fits?
I don't think Palestri was. The trouble is, I don't think they're after a number one right back. I think they're after a backup stroke rotational. Don't think they're after a number one, because here's the other thing. Nunes is good. He's being offered a new contract.
But Reece James is there at Chelsea though.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. He rotated around, and he didn't play every game.
His injury record, though, for Chelsea's bad.
Yeah, maybe Palestri wanted to play every week. And City went, no.
Yeah, I mean, I think, I absolutely think Nunes deserves a chance to try and pay in that. I'm just not convinced he can. And I wouldn't go into a season relying on Nunes being able to do it. I think he's been a really good player last season. I think he's done stuff that most of us didn't think he could do. So he's absolutely earned the right to have a chance to do that. But he needs another player in case he can't.
I love Nunes. For me, I don't think Nunes has done out wrong to be ousted out of that position.
No, but he has to show he can play in a different way, and we don't know he can. So we need someone.
I don't know if he convert into midfield. I agree with you. I know O'Reilly can invert.
He might be able to. I mean,
no, but I know O'Reilly can invert into midfield.
Yeah.
I think if there's a fire sale going on at Newcastle right now, I'd be going in for Lewis Hall. Because I think he's the type of player that could do
You've just lost your invitation, I fail, brothers. That's you, God.
That's me, God. Oh, well. Honestly, I think he's a cracking young player. And I think he's a player that I would seriously think about.
Giovanni Reid. I think that's the guy they'll go for, Giovanni. Oh, there was an update. Wesley's appeared back on the radar.
I think he's playing winger, like for Roma.
I think that's what they're after, wing back, Canning Burt sort of chap. When you say Wesley and Gerardo Reed, they're 19 and 20, I believe, something like that. They're young enough to do the rotation thing, and then in 2 or 3 years take over the number one spot.
Yeah, I must admit, I'm utterly convinced we're going to sign my most hated footballer as a right back. Because I think Jose's going to take one look at him and say, get out of my club. You can.
Oh, you're going to say Trent, aren't you?
I've got a dreadful feeling. I've dreaded it ever since he went to Real Madrid. Because
all the piss, though, Rich, I kind of want to see it.
It's not even worth the piss boiling with the Scousers, is it?
Because he can't defend.
Yeah, I mean, that is it, really. But
I'm not.
He would boil Scouts piss, but it's just.
By the way, the fee's up to 130, so I don't know what the initial fee is. It's up to 130.
He's got 126 to get him over the 125, so he's got the record. He can brag about that. Yeah, and the other 4 is what we've found to make it acceptable.
And just to put something in perspective, if you take the weighted cost of capital the Premier League's team are using, 130 million paid over 5 years is less than 100 million paid today. So you have to. It all depends how and when it's being paid. We could pay it over 10 years and do a 200 million deal, and it would give them the record 200 million, but we'd be paying less than paying 100 million today. So it all depends on the terms. How much is guaranteed? When is the guaranteed amount paid? Etc. Etc. Etc.
And Marinakis got the headline. He got the thing that he can turn around. I think that's all he ever did. You know, fair enough. Fine, have it.
But Marinakis, he's like Di Laurentiis of Napoli. Yeah, it's all about the PR, the media, and being the big dog. That's all it is about him. And
because by the way,
I think you're doing a bit.
Giovanni Reid is not as cheap as you all think he is, so don't just think Giovanni Reid's coming in at 20 million quid. He's not.
Just
and his wages are high.
Going back to Marinakis, what many people don't understand, and I tried to explain it in the video I did about it, is that when you are a billionaire, buying things no longer appeals because it just loses all its utility, and you can't mark yourself as a better billionaire amongst your billionaire peer group by just buying another yacht, because they can all do that the next day. What becomes important to them is the intangible and glamour, and football offers that to them, and so all sports, all elite level sports offer it to them. And so this intangible is glory, is victory, is watching a city erupt because of something that you did, you funded. These are the benchmarks that give them bragging rights to other billionaires, because you can't buy that off a shelf like you can buy a yacht or another house. They don't mean anything. Intangibles, taking a risk, backing your judgment, and being proved right in one of the most competitive public arenas there is, international sports, or national sports. That's what turns them on. So, it's not his ego. It's way more than that. We don't understand billionaires because they don't live on the same planet we do. They're not subject to our rules. And what makes us happy is not what makes them happy. And he needed to have a narrative to say to his fans, because he wants those tens of thousands of Forest fans to adore him. That's part of what he bought. That's part of what he's paying for. And I'm fine with it.
Also, Trev, I think we also forget that he's a businessman. A businessman who's got a valuable asset, that he knows what the market value is for this asset.
Yeah.
The asset had a 4-year deal still to go on his contract. So as far as he's concerned, I'm going to get everything I want, not only for myself, but obviously, like you said, for the club and the fans that belong to that club. Do you know what I mean? So he can argue and turn around and say, I want that world record fee because that is what the player is currently valued at.
What gets me is how many wannabe Daniel Levies there are online who I shouldn't sign them, they're too expensive. How did Daniel Levy do it winning trophies for Spurs? How did he do it making Spurs a top team? Not very well, because all he cared about was, have I got a good deal? Are the press going to write I got ripped off? Are they get, all he cared about was that he didn't care about goals. He didn't care about, he congratulated himself on Kyle Walker because he thought, record fee. You're either doing it to win, or you're trying to run a profit, player trading business. Now, do we want to be a player trading business, or do we want to be a football team winning trophies, points, scoring goals? Because anyone who's going, we should have got him for 90, not 130. Well, that's not what it is. You either get the player and you focus on the pitch, or you do a Daniel Levy and you think, I'm going to make record profits. We got more millions in profits than we did points in the league. Well, whoopee bloody do. Yeah. I'd rather be losing 100 million and getting 100 points than, making 100 million and getting 45 points. It's simple as that.
Is that there? Is that there, or has it gone?
I think the common thread in some ways is that American owners have a very different view of this.
I'm here.
American owners.
Whatever you want, Ed.
Yeah, but
go ahead.
No, American owners have a different model because they're from America, where sports is run very differently. I think that they can't believe how lucky they are to have found a business where the customers remain sticky even if you're shit. Where if you're serving them a shit sandwich and lying to them for every year after year after year, and you don't win anything, the customers don't go away. The customers don't tell you to fuck off and find another thing, because that's what football is. People are sticky. People pick a team, particularly in England. They'll turn up every week and buy the merch. We know we've done it. We did it in Division 3. 35,000 of us, or 32,000 of us, turned up in the third tier.
Because we're sad bastards.
What? No, whilst our derby rivals were winning everything.
No, but Trevor, I said this, when we were at Main Road, and I will come to Super Chat in a minute, I haven't forgotten it, I do appreciate it, and I have got an answer to that. We were the original cult members. City to us, we were the cult members then. City could be playing on a field out back versus Duckingfield Town, and we'd turn up like idiots. Because that's just the way we were, it's the way we're ingrained.
Have you been? No ducks, no fields.
Do you know, there was a joke that went around it. The shitter City got, the more fans they got. It was a very weird tradition back then. We were the opposite. The shitter we got, the bigger we got. It was weird.
No, because we were the big boys once. It's kind of accurate, but we became that in those years.
Yeah,
we became the cult in those years. But prior to that, we were doing fine. We won things.
Do you know what I think it was? I think it was a togetherness in a.
No, it's a brilliant era. I wouldn't change our journey for anything.
No,
you know what I think the point I was making is American owners have found a product that will make them a predictable profit every single year, because the customers never. It's not like McDonald's. If McDonald's started serving shit on a bun, right, which some people say they already do, then people will go to Burger King.
Trev, can I correct you on one thing?
Can I just read them our super chat?
Sorry, they think can make them. It doesn't yet.
Say it again, Rich. Sorry, I need to hear that.
I'll wait for mine.
Yeah. What he's getting on my nerves is we missed on so many players because we refused to pay the money. Now we are happy to pay the 130 crazy times. You know why? Me and Tom said this. I think Ozzy even said it as well.
Buy cheap, buy twice.
Oh, what happened was Viana's a bit more direct. Cheeky would have negotiated this for 3-4 months to get 10 million off. Viana's just gone, all right. We said this at the time. Right. If Viana was here when we went for Bruno, we'd have probably done the release clause.
Yeah.
And we'd have gone. We'd have just moved. Viana's a bit more.
And we'd have won the title the last 2 years.
Sorry, go on, Rich.
What I was saying to Trev's talking about.
Rich, just before you get going, mate. Rich, I'm really sorry. I have got to go, so I've literally just want to say bye, great.
Cheers, Ozzy.
Brilliant signing. Looking forward to seeing Anderson play. If I'm right, the medical's booked for Friday. I've heard now.
Tomorrow.
And yeah,
Everyone's getting flight trackers out. Flight trackers out tomorrow.
United fans are saying Mainu is better, by the way.
There we go. It starts. It's starting. Here we go.
Listen, I will catch you all next Thursday for Thursday night chat.
See you, mate.
See you later, guys.
Big up, Ozzy. I'll speak to you in a week, mate.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, so Trev, I was saying that I think the Americans have found something they think can be a guaranteed profit stream, but there are still risks in it, you know, like missing out on the Champions League, like relegation. So I think that is the whole battle in the Premier League at the moment. Why City are being attacked for 130 charges is you've got a group of American owners who know that if they can virtually lock in the Champions League by making rules certain that their club can get the Champions League every year, if you can remove the risk of relegation or minimize it, make it virtually non-existent, then they can have that guaranteed US style profit every year. At the moment, that is ruined by the Champions League going to 5 teams and, you know, ultimately probably making a 25% difference to your revenue at the end of the year, whether you get in the Champions League or not. And that is a massive risk because that makes them go into losses if they miss out. And that's the whole reason why City, Newcastle needed to be stopped, because they took Champions League places off someone. And it's the whole reason why the rules were put in place is to stop other teams getting the Champions League, because Arsenal, United, Liverpool, Chelsea believed they had a divine right to the Champions League money every year, and they wanted in place rules that stopped anyone else being able to get there. And if you stop everyone else spending by making rules so that no one can actually ever become Champions League worthy because they're not allowed to spend to actually try and get that money, they start every season with a 200 million head start. They start every season able to buy the players off the other teams if they ever get a decent player, and they keep the league sewn up, and that's the battle in the game at the moment. And
correct.
You know, I'm not saying, you know, we'll call City nation state. I know technically that's not the case. I'm not saying that billionaires owning football clubs full stop is brilliant. There's a lot of me that likes the German model, but at the moment, at least the billionaires who are throwing money in as glory projects care about actually winning stuff, because their objective is glory, publicity, fame. That is a better objective than I'm going to make an 8% after tax profit every year for the next 30 years and get a better return than I can investing in, you know, the stock market, which is what the Americans' objective is.
I don't disagree with anything you just said. That is the context which has been in the Premier League since PSR came in, and we know who wanted it. But I think there's a difference between, say, Chelsea, Chelsea's billionaire owners' motivations and individual billionaires with their name on it. I think that's one.
No, I fully agree. I think
that's one nuance. Yeah. And the other thing is, look at United. They've been served a shit sandwich for 13 years by the Glazers, who up until 2022 were taking dividends from the club and not putting any of their own money in whatsoever. Yeah. They didn't buy it with their own money. You know,
I mean, that is just
United support has gone nowhere. I mean, who could sustain that for 13 years? What other business could sustain being shit and lying to their customers and you know, promising them the world?
I think the Glazers, the Glazers saved the Premier League, because I think had United had an owner who was looking to do that, they could have become the Bayern Munich of English football. They could have become so dominant it would have been really bad for the Premier League. And I think the Glazers, in a way, were one of the best things that happened to the Premier League, because the Glazers gave Arsenal, Chelsea, City, you know, Liverpool, everyone else a chance. And I'm not sure had the Glazers got an owner like City's got coming in, or like Abramovich or something, I think the Premier League would have become the Bundesliga. But the Glazers were only focused on money.
Yeah. A little bit on the Maresca tactics. So when they're saying, so Maresca usually wants the two holding midfielders to be in different lines during the build-up. It's crucial for creating passing lines and disrupting the opposition's defensive structure. So he's not asking his two holders to be an exact double pivot.
Yeah.
Next, because he wants them staggered. Because if he does it staggered, the opposition don't know where to go
To press.
and to press. Because if they press one, did they go to the other one? Did they not? And it creates confusion. What Maresca's trying to do is overloading the midfield to make the opposition not know what's going on.
And that's why you need wingers.
The right, the left is free. If they go to the left, the right is free. And they don't know which one. It causes confusion in a tactical situation for the opposition. That's what he's trying to look at, Maresca.
And he uses his wingers more to pin the opposition back.
Well, that's why I was concerned about the Savio thing and why the Morgan Rogers thing makes sense as a winger, not as a 10, because he does like his wingers to be high and wide because it pulls the opposition defence open and creates the more space for the midfielders to create their stuff. Which is why I've no problem with the, makes sense to why I was told maybe watch out for Rodri becoming an 8. Because if you start using your wingers and you've got Anderson or maybe another person there, that Rodri's got the space of the world to go and play with. And we know what Rodri can do with knocking 30 and 20-yard balls around. Or if it's Foden or it's Cherky or someone. There's many... People got to remember, we're trying to build a squad. We're not building an 11. We're building a squad. Because for me, the biggest problem in the last 2 seasons, our bench has been shit. I'm sorry, but it has. We've not had enough options to come off the bench and change a game that has been a little bit sticky, a little bit It's, you know, we haven't got a plan B. We haven't got a plan C. So now we have to go back to that. Because we've all said our midfield has been the weakest part. Now, I don't know if it'll be tonight. I don't know if it'll be Buada. They are looking at another midfielder. They are going to look at a winger. The Savinio stuff, I don't know. Because Savinio, Tottenham are not... Do you know what worries me? I don't know if anyone's noticed this. Tottenham are bidding for every other player. The one player they haven't actually put any official bidding for is Savinio.
Mm-hmm. Well, Martin, I was listening to some Tottenham people, and they're saying that Tottenham don't want to give Man City any more funds to go after certain players.
Garbage. Yeah, that's garbage. That's them trying to come up with a narrative that looks cute. I'm being honest, they're not serious. There's a doubt on somebody's side in this Savinio Tottenham thing. But why would they be bidding for Tanala? Bidding for the guy at Brighton? They're putting bids around everywhere at the minute.
No wingers though. No wingers though. All midfield.
Then why not bid for Savinio then? Savinio
we have to sell a winger to buy a winger. That's not how money works.
Yeah, I think the reason if Tottenham feel really confident about Savinio. I think they're waiting. I think the reason Tottenham are throwing the bids around with the midfield is that they know there are a lot of clubs who they know City are after 2 top midfielders. Liverpool are probably going to need to sign a midfielder. United probably need to sign 3 midfielders. I think they've got 1 in, haven't they now, for definite in Ederson, but they need to sign 3 midfielders. So I think Tottenham are looking up and they're thinking, there's 15 clubs or 16 clubs who finished above us in the Premier League. They probably a dozen of them need a midfielder, and they're all going to be going for the same pool. They're all going for Fernandes. And
they've made 2 signings, Pierre. They've made 2 signings. They bought the guy from Brighton and they bought Senesi on a free. They are making moves. They are making bids.
And they got the fullback from Liverpool.
Yeah. Oh, and they bought Robinson.
Yeah, I mean, I just think Spurs I think there won't be much competition for Savinio, so they can sit back and let it happen.
Oh, hang on, right.
Competition fair.
Percy from the Telegraph has come out. John Percy's come out with an update. Thank you, Luke, for this. He says Elliot Anderson is not a new British transfer record, but he's a club record, and it eclipses £100 million for Grealish, and the deal is all cash paid up front, no bonuses. It is completely up.
Damn, up front?
Whoa, okay.
Up front on the Hezi? Oil Club, we are
Someone's got
back,
daddy's credit
baby.
card. Someone's
Oil
got
Club,
daddy's
we are
credit card
back,
out.
baby.
Yeah.
How much are they reporting the money is?
Oh, they've just said
£160
it's a club record, but it's not a British record.
£100 million. Wow.
116 million pounds.
So we've paid 116 million straight into Forest's bank account, basically.
Interesting.
Yeah, smoke a cigarette on that one, Martin.
City, can I have a
cigarette on
loan?
that one, man.
Can I have a loan, City? Just send me 50 grand straight in my bank. Bollocks to you,
Isn't that how many charges we've got, or are we at more than 116?
Cash up front. I didn't think we had that liquid cash.
We need to. According to Spurs, we need to sell Savinho in order to spend any money.
Do you know what? I'm gonna watch Stefan Boldson over the next few days to respond to that.
No, just watch the records. That when was it? We basically paid in about 300 million.
No, there is no interest in the match
to pay for the stadium. So they'll probably just be, if we need the cash, they'll just be an injection of cash. You'll see the, share sale.
We're back, baby.
And the money pumped in.
We're back. Spend the
money.
Making it rain.
Yeah.
Right. Anyway. Is anyone, when I talk about Maresca's tactics, because then he talks about his numerical superiority in the midfield. So having only 2 wingers out wide and the rest in the middle creates more options in the centre and less space between the players. Maresca likes this because he prioritises playing through the middle. He needs 1 player out wide to pull the opposition apart, while the rest create numerical advantages in the middle areas. When a team outnumbers the opposition in the midfield, it can mean retaining the ball more easily, exploiting spaces and progressing the ball through the centre. This advantage forces the opposing team to chase the game, which can lead to defensive errors and create opportunities for breaking down their defence. As well, at the same time, it builds good conditions in defence transitions, since it allows more players to counter-press when they lose the ball. Now, he talks about a high back line. A massive aspect of Enzo Maresca's high possession build-up is to have the defenders high up. This helps in the counter-press because they get closer to the centre. Having more players closer to the centre will win the ball back, making it difficult for the opposition to do anything when they win possession. So there you go. I don't know what they think of that. So basically, it's like I said, we're going to absolutely swamp the midfield out.
Well, Martin, I'm really interested in.
You're not getting Tonali and Bruno G.
We've talked a lot about this. It's the press, right? I know a lot of people have talked about our press also in the last couple of seasons and how Pep has tried to make the press work with the players that we do have on the pitch with fitting a Turkey in there and things like that. So that's another interesting I'm seeing because Maresca does like the press up front. So, I think that'd be interesting to see how we press the formation of our press.
Big up, Fogger. You're a legend. I don't know. This is why I think now I'm reading all this and I'm hearing all this. Now I'm understanding the midfielders he's going for. He wants the people who is going to literally press in that midfield. So I'm sorry you ain't going to like this. Anderson and Tonali makes sense.
Also, as well, Martin, look at Haaland.
Anderson and Tonali makes sense now.
Look at Haaland's press for Norway, right? Imagine that kind of Haaland pressing under Maresca at City. Just because I think we'll start pressing a lot more now with pressure, especially if you're doing Anderson as well and a pivot. I'm actually excited.
The thing is, Tonali does press. That's the thing with Tonali. Tonali's not a techie baller that's going to start moving the ball up and spraying 20 and 30-yard balls. That's what Tonali does. That's what all the Newcastle fans have said Tonali's good at. He's pressing in the middle.
People haven't moved on. from Pep, Martin. People are still thinking that buying Pep players still. We're not. It's a new era now. New players.
Yeah. And I think, Luke, there's a massive difference between how Norway will play Haaland and how City will. To City, he's a £500 million asset who we want to get 70 games out of every season, and we don't want getting injured. With Norway, he's their star player who they just care about him being brilliant in the next few games. So we're never gonna take chances with Haaland the way Norway would. And to be fair, Norway respect Haaland. You know, Norway are careful with Haaland in a way a lot of international clubs aren't. But they have got, you know, for them, you know, he's important for the big tournaments and for qualifying, but it's just not. They'll tire him out more than we ever would.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
But I mean,
I'm excited.
Fascinating watching how good he is for Norway when the team is basically Norway are constructed for Haaland. They're like Ronaldo wanted Portugal. They are a team built around one player scoring, and it is amazing how good Haaland looks. You know, when the whole thing is set up for him, he looks another level, I think, for Norway often than he does for City, and he's bloody fantastic for us.
This is the point now with the tactics we talked about. This is why I think Reinders and Nico G could be in trouble. By the way, I forgot to tell you, Treb's off camera. I'm saying this while Treb's off camera. Nottingham Forest have made an approach for Mateo Kovacic.
Yeah, I saw that.
That is real.
Yeah, Forest and Aston Villa were interested, right?
Because now whether Kovacic wants to go to Nottingham Forest, I don't know.
That's what I mean. Just because
I must admit, I'd be waiting on. I know they're different players, but just for the experience, I'd be waiting on Rodri before I sold Kovacic. I
don't think you can though, Rich, because I don't think Rodri's going to give it the answer. There's not a meeting planned, Rich, on Rodri till August.
Yeah, so I'd just say sorry, Cover. Well,
so we've got to bollocks Kovacic's future up just to wait on Rodri. No, sorry, Rich. If Kovacic got the chance, let him go.
Our job is to look after City's interest, not to look after Kovacic's interest.
We don't. You know, we don't do that as a club, Rich. You know, we look at the players.
Yeah. But how much of that is Pep and Cheeky and our Maresca?
No, that's from Khaldoon, Rich. That's a Khaldoon thing.
I think honestly, if Pep,
I'm not. So stop doing that,
Pep and things have been different. So I don't think we can assume that all our philosophies will be the same under Maresca and Viana as they will under, especially this summer, where I think, you know, we're better off keeping a player and they're kicking themselves a bit next year than selling too many, because Maresca almost, because he's building a new team and new tactics, he almost needs more players to work with than Pep would, who knew exactly what he's doing. So we probably need 3 or 4 bigger squad for Maresca than we did for Pep. Maybe even 4 or 5, because he's going to be fine. I
do think there's players that will go out now, Rich. I do.
There has to be, because we'd end up with more than 25. But
I'm going to be honest, it wouldn't surprise me if Reinders and because under, like someone said, under them conditions, Reinders is done for. Reinders ain't going to be able to press in that. He isn't going to be able to do what he wants him to do. I also think it's going to help Cherky develop his game as well. So I think that's the one thing Cherky needs to do is getting more involved in sort of getting a bit more stuck in and not. Because the one thing I would say against Cherky that I think he's a bit. I don't word this in the correct way without all the Cherky lovers coming after me. I find Cherky a bit hesitant in some of the 50-50s. And if it has to, you know, he sort of gives away the ball, he won't, you know, sometimes he will and other times he can't. And I think he's going to force him too mature as a player, which I think is only a good thing for Cherky, actually. Because it'll add another string to his bow, which I think is going to be great. But, yeah, Trevor, don't know if you heard, but yes, Kovacic.
Yeah, no, I had you on the
Forest.
Yeah.
No, right. No, Pear, I get that. I'm just saying, I think, Pear, what it is with me and you is you don't rate Tonali as highly as I do. I like Tonali, but I'm using Tonali in a specific role. I understand Tonali has his limitations. I understand he does. Now, if it was up to me, I'm a greedy bastard. I'd go and get Anderson, Tonali, and Buada. Because if you're going to sell 3, you need to buy 3. If we're going to sell Nico G, Reinders, and Kovacic, then get all 3 of them. And just boil the piss and let's really go for it. And then we've got the 2 sort of Premier League ready guys, and we've got the young guy as well. Just boil the piss and get all 3 of them.
Tonali's not better than what we've got, and they're not good enough.
Yes, he bloody is, Rich.
Tonali is carried like a handbag by Bruno G. Bruno G is a massively underrated player. Bruno G is plenty good enough that if we'd have signed him for 100 million, we'd have won the last 2 Premier Leagues. Because with him playing him when Rodri was injured, we'd have been absolutely fine. And
Rich, if you think Tonali is not better than Nico G, I have a box of rocks to sell you.
No,
I have a box of rocks to sell you.
Okay, Ed, here's the thing for you.
Here we go.
When Nico plays without Rodri, City wins 70% of their games. When Tonali plays without Bruno G, Newcastle win 15% of their games.
So wait, does Tonali have? So who has a better squad?
You compare the City squad to Newcastle squad because I'm not going to say something else. One has Eddie Howe in charge, Rich.
Yeah, but.
It
doesn't matter. Tonali is not good enough. Tonali is not good enough for City. He's not good enough for City.
All right, then why do Arsenal, Tottenham, and AC Milan want him or had him?
Well, AC Milan aren't good enough for City.
Because what you're doing is you're comparing him to Newcastle. With all due respect,
Tottenham
Mittenaki got relegated for Bournemouth. It didn't make him a shit defender.
Martin, Tottenham escaped.
Wait, Rich, did you want Reinders? Wait, were you saying this about AC Milan when you wanted Reinders?
I said, and you can go back and look, that Reinders would probably not make it a City because Serie A midfielders don't make it in English football. I nearly ate my words after the Wolves game, and I felt completely vindicated.
Sorry, I got a bit more news, which kind of gives away where I get some of my own from. Cheers, Luke, for that, you bastard. Jack Gordon's put a tweet out. Believe that City had agreed initial 100 and City had agreed initial 106 for Anderson last week, and we're haggling over the value and time frame of add-ons. A compromise got struck in the end over a higher one-off fee of around 115 plus to get the
115. Yeah.
So yeah, last week, as I said, City thought the deal was agreed. It was done. Elliot Anderson was telling his fellow people. All right, I'll say as it is. He was telling the City people out in the England camp that he was joining them. He was asking Gay and others what City was like.
He was drinking Vinto. He was asking.
I don't know he was drinking Vinto.
Has anyone got a discount card for Afflex? Yeah, right. He started to walk.
Hey, I was in Afflex Palace the other day.
Bought a Kagul. He's,
all
the things were there.
The new Stones. He's new Stones already.
Referring to all his England teammates as our.
No, there are no add-ons, Mario. There are no add-ons. What they've done is they agreed the 106. But yeah, no, at the end of the day, just sell Nico J, sell Reinders, sell Kovacic, and buy Nico J. Anderson, Tonali, Buada, and let's boil piss.
Are you working for Arsenal? Because the best thing for us, I would pay 30 million of City's money to subsidise Tonali's transfer to Arsenal.
Tonali not giving you Tonali not giving you
I just don't rate him. Tonali's like the Red Sea when Bruno G's not there. I just think people are watching Bruno G do something. Tonali's running around as his handbag, and they're thinking Tonali looks good because Bruno G is such a good player.
Let's go back 2 seasons at Manchester City. Right? When Rodri wasn't there, we couldn't get a draw, never mind a win.
Yeah.
Right? You weren't saying that then, though, were you? These little stats you're coming out with weren't there 2 years ago, Rich, when Rodri had that stat for us.
Of course they were there.
You never mentioned him on the show, though.
Tonali didn't play for City, so
because you've got a fucking agenda against Tonali, and you know you have. You hate him.
Of course I have. Because he's not good
What's
enough.
your issue with Italians?
Fair enough.
No,
issues with Italians.
I've got no issue with Italians. Tonali isn't good enough for City. He's made to look good by Bruno G. And honestly, I would rather pay 110 million for a 28-year-old who's about to turn 29.
He is of interest.
He's got 2 years left on his contract, because if we paid that much, Newcastle would sell. Let them keep Tonali. If you want to sign a player from Newcastle, don't sign their third best or fourth best.
You're not getting Bruno G, Rich. You're not.
Are you telling me they wouldn't sell him for 110
Bruno G does not want to leave.
City are not going to.
Are you telling me if City went in tomorrow,
he's
Elliot
29
Anderson cash,
he's 29 in the next month. They're not going to spend 100 million on a 29-year-old.
I agree, but you're better off spending 100 million on a 29-year-old who's world class than on a championship
world
player
class. Bruno G is not world class, Rich.
He is world class. He is.
Your level of world class. I'm sorry, your level of world class.
Bruno G is in the top.
Martin, sell Tonali to
wait. Didn't this 18-year-old Moroccan kid dominate the midfield against Brazil?
Someone sell Tonali to me. What's the case?
No. Hang on. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying Tonali is this amazing top player, Trav. I'm using Tonali in a Maresca system. So when you talk about the midfield, you separate them, and they are dogs of war midfielders. Shit houses. That is the one thing Tonali is that you ask any Newcastle fan, they don't talk about his passing 30 yards forward. They don't talk about his creation. They talk about his pressing off the ball and his tackling.
Is he the best shithouse that we can buy?
But Martin, I think you are. I think you're confusing. I think you're confusing Neil Warnock and Enzo Maresca.
I'm not confusing them both.
His players press.
Kevin De Bruyne said our midfield was shit and weak.
It's players like Palmer pressing.
Piss off, Palmer pressing. Palmer can't press a button.
No, Palmer pressed well. Palmer, if you watch Chelsea play, Palmer pressed well for them. It's quality footballers who can pass.
Well, his stats don't show that. His stats prove Tonali was in one of the best for pressing and tackling.
I know, but Chelsea was not.
Wait, didn't we say Caicedo was a shin kicker? Didn't we say Caicedo was a shin kicker?
Caicedo is 3 or 4 times better player in nearly every aspect of the game.
Right, but Rich, you want to go and buy Bruno. You're not giving me another alternative other than Bruno G.
If you want a player for tackling and pressing, go and sign Caicedo, because he is 5 times the player.
Oh, right. So you want to go and spend 150 million now?
Well, yeah, I'd much rather spend 150 on someone good than signing the next Javi Garcia for 80 million. I mean, Tonali comes to City, he's going to play 30 games for us, and we're going to sell him for 40.
Javi Garcia.
You want a midfielder, was he?
He was signed
Rich,
to replace De Jong, wasn't he?
Now you've gone into disrespect mode now. Javi Garcia.
It's just winding about you up
Tonali level.
I know he's winding me up, and he's fucking working, a little bastard. Fucking Javi Garcia now.
I was listening to you. He's been winding you up.
I'm just glad Rich is getting all the shit for this, because I completely agree with Rich, and no one's slagging me off.
All right then, Trevor. You explain to me how he's
No. You sell Tonali to me.
I've done it. To me. I've just told you. Name me another shit house.
He tackles.
No.
We don't need shit houses.
I've done it.
Mine's gone full Sam Allardyce, Neil Warnock. We want a team of shithouses. We're going to kick him. Vinnie Jones is coming out of retirement. I love it.
You've just called Bruno G world class.
I'm kicking your bollocks off.
Right, Bruno G is world class. He's Bruno G, one of the top.
Why are you telling me about Tonali's qualities other than he's a shithouse?
I'm just because his qualities are pressing and winning the ball and tackling. Can they not be enough qualities?
Martin, tell you how Bruno G, he could play in any Premier League team's midfield. There isn't a Premier League team at the moment who we wouldn't improve.
Well, what does Arsenal want Tonali, Rich?
Let him have him, and then we win the league. Brilliant. I can't think of anything better than a cart horse going into Arsenal's midfield.
Anderson, Morgan Gibbs-White for 200 mil. Why not?
Morgan Gibbs-White isn't. He's an engine. He's not a tackler.
And are we not having Rodgers credible links?
Yeah, but Rodgers said you'd be used more on the wing.
He breaks up tackles.
The trouble is, if you get Morgan Gibbs-White, you're going to end up having to ditch Foden or Cherky out the game.
No.
He's not a right wing guy. He's not.
No.
Who? Morgan Gibbs-White. Morgan Gibbs-White plays further up the field.
Morgan Gibbs-White's everywhere.
No, but he's more of an 8-10 Gibbs-White for Forest. Which means you're going to have to ditch. This is the thing. I'm looking at the domino effect that comes in if you give me. I would have loved Morgan Gibbs-White last season, but now you've got Anderson.
Yeah, I mentioned it, but it's like you said, you're not going to get your two best players out of one team, are you? So it's never going to happen.
Oh yeah, listen. I understand that people don't think he's good enough. That's fine. I've no problem with that. But people. When Rich, you said he's world class. Bruno G is very good. Not the top.
I think he's
not in the top 3 best CDMs in world football.
Okay, ask you a question. What Premier League team would Bruno not get into? He'd walk into Arsenal's team. He'd walk into Liverpool's. He'd get into City's team. He'd walk into Villa's. He'd walk into every. And in fact,
does he get into Real Madrid? Does he get into Real Madrid
at the moment? Yeah, he's better than most of their midfielders. Bernardo. Midfield's not great. Well, Bernardo's not playing the same position, but I don't think there's many teams in world football. I mean, mate, I don't know about Bayern.
Is he better than Rodri?
PSG. Is he better than? Well, he's not as good as Rodri was before his injury. That
wasn't my question. Is he better than Rodri now?
50-50. I don't know. I don't know whether. He's better than Rodri was last season, but if Rodri gets his game back,
Rich.
Yeah,
I've not seen enough of him to say really.
I watched a fair bit of him, but
you do know Bruno G is going to end up signing a new contract at Newcastle.
Yeah, he is. We're not going to. I know we're not going to pay.
I want someone who's got a bit of ambition. Not someone who wants to be loved by the fans. I want someone who wants to.
Martin, I'm not his ambition. He wants to live in London.
Right, but Trevor said he wants to go to Tottenham, and fine, let him go to Tottenham. I'm not saying let's just buy Tonali. I'm explaining why Tonali would suit us.
You're saying you want to sign a player who's been fluttering his eyelashes at a relegation team in Spurs. If you're talking about ambition, anyone with ambition, if they're linked to Spurs, would come out and say,
Erling Haaland fluttered his eyelashes at every fucking top team in Europe before he signed with Sarah.
Yeah, top team.
He had 15 meetings, mate. You didn't mind that one, did you?
Yeah.
While he was having a ham sandwich at Real Madrid, you weren't bothered then, were you?
But he didn't talk to Tottenham Hotspur.
He talked to Man United. He talked to Man United when Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was in charge. Yeah. That was enough for me, mate.
I love it, Martin. He's so on the Tonali train. Martin.
I'm not on the Tonali train. What I'm on is I don't know why you hate him so much.
Because he's not good enough. And he's carried by Bruno G.
You just said Bruno G's 50-50 to Rodri.
Post ACL.
Bruno G can't spell Ballon d'Or. Never mind get one.
Yeah. He actually said he don't
ACL
know, really.
Rodri.
ACL
I don't know because
ACL
Rodri. It's ACL.
And by the way, on Newcastle just bought a keeper.
He's back up. He's back.
By the way, breaking Ecuador have won. Ecuador have beaten the Germans.
Yeah, just Nagelsmann hype.
Yeah.
Up the Ecuador.
Why? Because Caicedo dominated the midfield.
Rich, did you watch the game or are you just saying that?
No, I got it over there.
Are you just saying that? Are you just saying that?
Caicedo is
well,
you know,
why
Caicedo,
have I changed? Why have I become let's go and buy superstars and you've become all boring bastards now? What are going by bleeding? No one. I've changed. At least I've got with the times. Do you know why? By the way, people ask why they changed. We had Pep Guardiola back then. Pep Guardiola was the secret sauce. Pep Guardiola was your X factor. We ain't got Pep no more. So now we need better players because we haven't got the Pep factor.
So you're accepting all the big money now. And just
the Pep's factor the Pep factor was worth 25% of the loss that you had in some of the players.
Martin, I have some news to share. Is it true? I'm seeing a lot of people share this news. Does Tottenham have interest in Omar Mamouche as well?
Yes,
they should do.
£100 million,
please. Go on. Hang on a minute. Rich is going to tell me he's world class.
Here we go. Here we go.
I want to keep my moosh, but anyway.
There we go, because he's world class. I was going to be telling me he's better than Ireland in a minute. He's more of a techie baller.
No, I like my moosh.
You wound me right up tonight, you Aussie.
I rate
you Aussie little sod.
It's you and me, mate. It's
yeah,
you and me.
Rich rage bait. We love a little bit of rage bait on the channel.
I love it.
How have I ended up with standards and you lot have gone in the gutter? What's happened here?
You've admitted you're the Sam Allardyce of the Mancunian way. You want the dogs of war.
If City are like,
I love it.
I'm not going to have a meltdown if we don't win the league at the same time.
I do love it though, Martin, that you've used the expression, we want dogs of war.
4-4.
We want players who can kick them in midfield.
We were fighting in the midfield. We were fighting.
I'm only going off what the Maresca tactics. And honestly, go and watch Nobbins' video. Nobbins' video is immense when he talks about this. He really does go into detail on it.
Not as you mentioned, the fit Ecuadorian birds they're showing celebrating on the telly right now.
I can see
what's Tommy said. I'm trying to look.
You grew up with Peter Reid, didn't you, Martin? You really did. I can see
Peter Reid looked like me, Dad. Don't. You'll get me crying. You'll get me crying if it starts.
Look, Mark Hughes. Every post game, the lads need to work harder. No, they don't, man. Yeah.
Oh, right. Tommy's just put out 6 minutes ago. Tonali hasn't gone away. And he also put the Anderson fee. He's also said the Anderson fee is now being reported as 115. Someone at City's taking the piss.
Yeah, they are. I love it. Come on.
Yeah. Here all day for that.
Yeah, just report 115 million. We love it.
Please.
Right, I'll be back in 2 minutes. I need to go make a phone call. Carry on.
Is there a chance that we only just get the one midfielder?
Well,
and the rest is all noise.
I think we'll get two. I think we'll get two. I think you got to remember as well that the players probably going out as well. I think Cover goes. So I'm not, obviously whoever stays, but I do think that there'll be one more coming out. Midfielder, so
I think that'll happen after the World Cup as well.
Well, I think Tonali, if possible, if it is him, will probably be the one that we get for the World Cup. I think anyone else after that, probably after the World Cup, I imagine.
What gets me is why we're not getting the manager announced before a player.
Apparently, it's done, so I imagine we'll hear at some point when they decide to allow us to
hang on, you didn't believe Pep was leaving governor until we told you.
That's right. That's why I say. That's why
he still doesn't believe it.
That's why,
Governor. We should not.
Governor thinks Pep's on holiday.
We should not stand for this slander. We were the first to break that news.
Yes. And
nobody believed us.
That's why I always say new manager.
Piss off.
Mention his name. So it happens.
Well, I reckon we're getting Neil Warnock or Sam Allardyce. You know,
imagine Neil Warnock at City.
Yeah,
it could be a sidekick.
Dogs of War, the new crazy gang. I could see like Haaland in a John Fashanu role.
New Millwall.
Yeah, build the wall, destroy everyone else's wall, win the league that way.
The big man
Adam's come good. If we do sell Marmouche, we could fulfill my football dream and sign Chris Wood for a season as backup to Haaland.
Oh no!
And no, I'm not saying Pep's players were shit. What I'm saying is Pep had the X factor to get an extra 20% out of a player that wasn't amazing. When we won that 4th league title, 4 in a row, that was the Pep factor that got us over the line. Them players were out on the feet and Pep got us over that line for me.
You know, Rich, it's not a crazy statement, really, that what you say. You never know, do you? Like, we said about back up to Haaland, it could be an aging striker who's happy to sit on the bench. You know, someone similar to him, or it's going to be a young pup like Macassar, who's happy to sit on the bench as well. So, you know, you might not be far off. You never know.
I wouldn't mind McCasser, you know. I wouldn't mind giving McCasser a real
I think the
Would
most
anyone give McCado a go? Instead of this Morgan Rogers stuff, would anyone promote Ryan McCado and give him a go?
Yes, I said Mikado.
I think we need 4 wingers.
And McCasser will break through this season.
We've just said his tactics. He only plays one straight natural winger, and you want to buy 4 of them now.
Well, no, but I'm just saying that I'd rather have 3 good ones. I'd rather have 3 established ones and 1 kid. I'm not saying, you know, we're not playing 4 like Pep. Well, Pep did play 3 wingers. Who was it against? So
what's wrong? All right, what's wrong with
4 wingers?
Semenyo, Doku, Mikado, and you can use Cherky as an out-and-out winger now and again.
Yeah, but what I said was the safest place, if you're going to call it a project player like Mikado, the safest position on the pitch is back up to Semenyo. Nowhere else.
I mean, I wouldn't mind going for someone a bit of a thrill seeker like Barcola.
Here he comes. Bloody hell, Rich is playing FIFA.
Here we go.
He's not world class. He'll be giving me Vinny Jr. in a minute.
I don't really
hate him.
Vinny Jr.'s for Tonali.
Rich, how can you go from A to Z in 5 minutes? You've just gone from A, gone straight to Z and gone, let's go and get Barcola.
No, I like him. Just saying. He's
Let's take a cheeky bid in for Alicia Cavacellia while we're there.
No, but Barcola didn't play that many. He sat on the bench so much of the season. He's got to want to leave PSG. I mean, he's like PSG's Savinho.
The only 2 pair that I know of have been talked about are Buada and Tonali. They're the only 2. Tonali's, and like I said, I'm not saying Tonali's the guy. I'm just saying why they're wanted. I'm giving you the City side, not the fan side. If it was up, like I said, it was up to me, I'd go and get all 3. All right, then, with the midfielders we've got in Nico G, Reinders, and a Kovacic, would you be okay with selling only 2 and keeping 1 of them? If they're happy to play now and again on rotation. I'm not buying 3. I'm not buying 2 and using 2 of those.
I'm going to ask you a question again that I could never get anywhere with before. But
You're going to say, what do we lose if we sell 1 of them? Because I love that question, and we do never get anywhere with it.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
No. That's a question we never get anywhere with. Also, but I'm going to ask one of the other ones because I'm determined to get somewhere with it. You know, but what positions do we definitely need Prem proven or elite level players to buy in, and what positions can we say, okay, this is where we give the youngsters their season to make an impression, rather than buying 30-40 million youngsters from elsewhere, when we've got Mikado and players like that who are knocking on the door, who have shown a little bit, not enough, a little bit, but isn't this their season? Isn't it?
Well,
why are we looking at 40, 50 million players?
Is that why they gave McCasser a new contract till 2030 then?
Because maybe we've got them. And maybe this is the season for them. But we clearly need to strengthen, and I'm fine with that. We've got Anderson through the door. In what other positions do we need Anderson or near Anderson level talent? That's where we spend the money. Anything else where we need, I hate the phrase, but people use it, project players. We've got them.
I'd like our next.
I don't mind an academy player as a project. What I don't like, Trevor, is spending 80 million on an 18-year-old when we could have that in our academy somewhere.
Correct. That's what I'm saying.
Trev, I'd like to go and sign a top quality right back.
Right.
Because of the way Maresca plays, I would like to go and sign a decent right back. You know, preferably Prem Champions League proven, tactically adept, can play Maresca's game. Right. That would be my next signing. Because honestly, I still think Nick O'Reilly in midfield. You know, there's part of me that thinks imagine O'Reilly and Anderson.
See, that's a massive question that nobody ever wants to answer,
Well,
Rich. I've asked
Trevor,
that question 3 times. It's another one of my questions that nobody wants to ask. But
Trevor,
what is the future for Nico O'Reilly? Because he is a midfielder. And then the shit answer I get, which I hope nobody gives me, oh, he'll play left back, but he'll drift into the middle. Fuck off. Yeah. Right? He's a midfielder. Right? Are we going to force him to stay at left back because he's been so good?
The other thing is, I think that we might see, because of the way it's a back three, I don't think Nico O'Reilly, he's only going to be the fullback going into midfield. He's not going to be a fullback going centre back. But I think, especially if we sign a decent right back, we've got the ability to put Gvardiol left back and become the left of the back centre back three. And we've also in Aït-Nouri got a player I think is potentially a fantastic player. I'm excited to see what we can get from Aït-Nouri. So therefore, to me, you've got two bloody great left backs. If either way we're playing, Nico O'Reilly, I think is good enough.
Guys in the chat, can we not do the Hakimi stuff? I'm not comfortable talking Hakimi.
I think Trevor, you don't mess around with the back line. You don't mess around with that. I think what you're saying is then you're looking at Rodri, Anderson, and O'Reilly in the middle. That's what you're sort of saying. But
maybe one more. I'm asking a question. I'm not saying anything. I'm asking the question.
Yeah, but the option is, he can always go back to that position. Now, at the back line with Aït-Nouri, Gvardiol can always do that as well. I'd prefer Gvardiol in left back anyway, but that's another story. At the back, up front, I think, like I said before, there's only one position where you could use someone new. Like, you don't have to spend money, is McAdoo for Semenyo. Just back up. You know what I mean? But the middle, you mentioned about who do we need, Prem proven or whatever you want. The best position, you've got to strengthen that middle, no matter what. That's where we've got to spend the money.
And so are you saying that O'Reilly hasn't got the chops for that yet?
Well, I'm saying O'Reilly, depending on the system, O'Reilly could be on the bench a lot.
So he's gone from Young Player of the Year in the Premier League, not City, the Premier League Young Player of the Year, to the bench.
Well, wait, in a position that Maresca uses a fullback to go into the middle of the pitch, that O'Reilly has shown to be one of the best.
Jack, let's not do that. We don't go fishing with people.
What Trevor didn't want to do was put him left back. So
no, I didn't. No. I asked a question.
Trevor wants to know why can't we? Why is O'Reilly excluded from the midfield conversation that gets talked about?
If you're not confident to say he's going into midfield and we don't buy anybody else, right? If you're not confident enough, then what is his future? We're going to make him play left back.
I'm all for not spending money and using what we've got. I've always said that. That's why I always mention about the youth we've got. I've always said you should bang him in wherever you can.
Don't know about that.
Bleed him in. But I said in the positions you can't mess around with is the midfield. You can only mess around.
So putting O'Reilly into midfield would count as messing about.
No, it's not messing around. But for me,
it's a risk.
When O'Reilly played,
or are we kind of losing the left back that he
depends on his system, though, doesn't it?
When O'Reilly, right? Here's the thing. O'Reilly played a couple of times in that midfield role. Funnily enough, against Tonali twice, and dominated Newcastle's midfield.
Well, he didn't dominate both times, Rich. He didn't dominate both times. He didn't
dominate at home. He dominated away.
Because you got an add-on for Bruno tonight, haven't you? What is going on with you today?
No, I'm talking about Nick O'Reilly here.
It was Nick O'Reilly in the middle, I think.
Nick O'Reilly. But
Rich, I'm going to be honest with you. There was only that Newcastle game because when he went into the midfield against Burnley, he looked sluggish.
Yeah, but that's because Burnley's midfielders are better than Tonali. A point made.
When he went in the midfield away at Villa, he looked sluggish again. Maybe O'Reilly needs somebody with him at the minute rather than doing it on his own.
He'll have Anderson.
And if you're saying
right, so this is what Trevor's. We've got to look now as though we're playing a double pivot, whatever you want to call it. Sorry, Magnus and Trevor, whatever you want to call it.
It's good.
By the way, we're copyrighting that.
I have to drop now.
Right. So you dropped the bombs all over the gaff, and now you're going.
Oh yeah.
I will take up your mantle and get the shit for it.
You shit house. Right. Good night. Good night. Luke had to drop as well. Good night, Rich.
Yeah. Take care. Great
Legend, mate. Take care.
Spicy potatoes. Would I rather sign Tonali? Well, I don't want to sign Tonali, so that's the first part answered. A midfielder, or you want to give O'Reilly the chance to play midfield? I don't know. I'm asking the question.
Would you need to buy a left? Do you need to buy a left back then?
Trevor, pretty simple, isn't it? If we're going to get 2 midfielders, right? O'Reilly's playing left back.
That's my thing with this. What you're saying, Governor. It's quite clear right now with the targets we've been linked with. We've not been linked with a left back. There is no left backs being numbered anywhere, right? I know Gavardio can go there, but we've been linked with midfielders. Yeah. That's telling me he's looking at O'Reilly as a left back more than a midfielder right now.
That's right.
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that I think when I look at what the club are looking at, if the club are looking at a left back, I'm 100% on Trevor's trade of O'Reilly into the midfield.
Yeah.
Because I've asked that question before. I've asked the question before, is O'Reilly now a permanent left back?
I think it's an important question. I think it's.
Do you know the problem is, Trevor? You know what I would say? I think O'Reilly's done too good at that position for his own good. Yeah.
So in a year's time, are we going to be getting the rumours? It's been said, and
he's not happy that he's at left back.
He wants to be a midfield player. Are we going to hear that?
That's the tactics, though. If he's at left back, but he's predominantly in midfield, I don't think he'll complain.
No, that's right. That's right.
Is he being, as I call it, Philip Lamb?
Well, yeah. Is
he being Philip Lamb?
Yeah, but is Maresca happy enough to do what he did with Philip Lamb, which was a work of genius? And Lamb didn't agree with it at the time, and then suddenly realised that Pep was right.
Yeah, well, I don't think Mascherano was over the moon at being a centre back because he was about 4'3", and he got shoved into the centre back role and went, "Don't fancy this, lads." And then he became one of the best.
So O'Reilly has earned his stripes. So it's either O'Reilly or Aït-Nouri, who's on the bench. We've always got the option of a Guardiola going there, but that's a bit. If you're getting 2 midfielders,
possibly on that.
O'Reilly has earned his stripes at the moment, so it's between them two. Who's on the bench?
Yeah,
why do we say double pivot?
You can't play everyone.
Aït-Nouri, and he's not had the chance to show us because he went to AFCON, and
then why would you buy right back, Trevor? A proper right back. I don't mean a backup. Would you buy a first choice, top quality right back?
So you're asking me my question back, I guess.
Yes, because what I'm reversing it is Nunes came as a midfielder, has ended up as a right wing back.
I think we have to, Martin.
I'm not contradicting my argument you can't. That's a bit of a gotcha question. No.
I'm not doing it as a gotcha moment. I'm asking just as what is your feelings on. It's not a gotcha moment. I'm not doing that. I'm asking a genuine question of because let's be honest, as fans now, we're only looking for a backup right back because we're all now comfortable with Matheus Nunes as a right wing back.
Correct. Yeah.
Well, is that because of the way he comes out with the ball? Because he has got that midfield attribute in him.
Do you know what I mean with him?
He's got the skill set.
It wasn't a Lamb situation with him. It was all hands on deck. Nico O'Reilly was what's he called?
Nunes.
Not Nunes.
Nunes.
No, the young lad who was thinking of selling.
Rico Lewis.
Rico Lewis failed a right back. And so, because we were all hands on deck that season, and so Nunes got forced into there and just excelled. And I don't think it was anyone's plan for that to happen. It was a happy accident. It was serendipity. He found himself in that position because we were fucked in defence, and he just thrived. He just became a new player, and he became the best right back, or one of the top 2 right backs by the stats in the Premier League last season, when our defence was often under pressure. And so that's a different situation to Nico O'Reilly.
What you've got to look at, Trev, I think you do need a right back. I don't care if he's a backup or his first time.
No, I think we need a backup right back. I think that's one of the positions where we don't need Prem proven, because we've got one of the best in the Prem now. Yeah.
We do need it because if Nunes gets injured, we're pushing Cousinov out there. Then the back is getting leaner and leaner. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
We're getting weaker at the back. So you need that backup.
It's what I call like
no argument from me.
A first-time player, a first-team player.
Well, it's a domino out of chess, because I was told it's like Kushnerov right now. If you look at Kushnerov, when he plays for Uzbekistan, he is the outstander of the team, and he's got lesser players around him. So his mistakes now stand out like a red ribbon. Put Kushnerov next to a Diaz, put him next to a Gabardio. He can make an error now and again, because he's got someone else and vice versa. Yeah. And you've also got to remember, and I got told this by a coach a long time ago, when you make, because like especially with our wing back situation, that sometimes affects which wingers you choose in front of them. Because if you've got a Nunes and a Aït-Nouri who both like to go bombing, well, do you need a Doku then? Because basically Aït-Nouri is going to do what Doku's doing. Yeah. It's just either one goes and holds the line, or one goes inside.
I don't think so. I think he will overlap, and I think he will feed Doku more.
It didn't work for Cancelo and Grealish, because they both wanted to go down the same roads.
Not the same players. Not the same.
No, but I'm just saying. No, but that's what I'm saying. You've got to. Each one has got to marry up with the next person. So when you're playing your fullbacks, they have to marry who's in front.
So Kyle Walker did that excellently as a right back.
Yes.
So who's to say that
Zabaleta used to do it amazingly? Yeah. He used to do that overlap.
Yeah, and so I
actually think we do. We probably do need a backup for Doku, don't we? Really? I thought if Savio stayed,
I think Rico Lewis needs to go, Ethan. Rico Lewis needs to go for the benefit of his
Rico Lewis.
Yeah.
He's got
I don't think he's even about City anymore. He needs to go into a new environment.
He's been there too long, and he's not done it, so.
But we broke him. We broke him 2 seasons ago. Put him in a position where he couldn't thrive, and put a load of pressure on a young lad. And it was evident when he did play this season that he was still not right about it. And so we broke him. I don't know whether it was our job to fix him, but he needs to go to somewhere that's going to nurture him and encourage him and love him for his own good. And I'm reluctant to ever say that about homegrown, who's a lovely guy, clearly has the ambition. You know, I mean, I've seen the interviews with his dad. His dad's absolutely top geezer. He's from a good family. And it breaks my heart. But we broke that lad. We broke him by playing him as an emergency right winger where he could not thrive. It wasn't possible for him to succeed.
It looks like Savio's out the door, doesn't it? But he would have been Doku's backup, really. So we do need a backup there.
We do.
But
maybe we need a improver.
From when you mentioned, Martin, about also from player of the year to be on the bench, well, we need a strong bench no matter who goes on there. And they've got to
there's a difference. Again, you're back to he's going to become one of the main bench guys. He's not going to be happy with that. And you got to remember, Maresca tried to buy him. This is the caveat. Maresca tried to buy him for Chelsea.
Yeah, and also, by the way,
money.
Saying Rico's crap is not an opinion; it's abuse. Stop it.
Yeah, he's not crap. He's just he's not. Trevor's right. We broke him.
We're better than that, Jack. We're better than that. We
didn't break him. Did we break Nunes? Players are thrown into the fire. Every player is thrown into the fire.
Yeah, and Nunes was good and Rico wasn't. But we carried on blaming.
Rico was chucked into a fire because of a Cancelo situation that erupted him within training, caused problems. And it's like, I don't know, because Rico, I think there is a quality player there in Rico Lewis.
Yeah, but
I'm going to put this in. unfortunately for Rico, the thing that has, and I'm going to say this, Rico, do you know where Rico Lewis needs to go? In my opinion, the Bundesliga. No, he needs to go to the Bundesliga.
Oh yeah, good.
He needs to go to a lesser aggressive situation. The Premier League now is right now, and it may change again in a year or two, but right now it's about being physical and brute force, and that's not Rico Lewis. We know that. It's like some players just suit Sancho. Every time he played in the Premier League, whether it's United or whether it was Chelsea or Villa, he struggled. The only place Sancho was any good, even on his second spell on loan, was at Dortmund. For some reason, some players just fit a club or they fit a league. And I just think Rico Lewis at Borussia Dortmund, with the way they nurture their young...
I think that'd be the best
youngsters.
I think you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
I think you're absolutely right. And if he goes to another Premier League club, he's going to have to carry the weight of being a former City player. And so that's not nurturing and good for him. I think you're absolutely right. I think Germany...
But guys, let me ask this question, right?
Yeah.
Why is Lucas Berval, who got on the trading block recently, getting more interest in Rico Lewis if he's this quality player?
I don't think it's a sensible question. They're two different.
They play the same position.
Well, we do, yeah.
But they're not the same person.
No, but I'm saying we're talking about quality. We're talking about quality.
Rico Lewis has had 2 bad seasons. Bergvall hasn't.
Do you know the trouble is with Bergvall? I'll tell you what the problem is with Bergvall and Tottenham. What's happening is with Tottenham. Tottenham have tried to do, again, the young project, up-and-coming players to build their team. Has not worked. What they're doing now, what has happened is they brought in a few managers, and it's probably he was the Postecoglou. He's probably wanted to do that. And with Daniel Levy, who was a bit, let's be honest, he was tight with the purse strings. They had a certain budget and a certain level they could go to. De Zerbi's walked in, and De Zerbi has clearly said, because it's showing now, when he's taken over, we get serious. We don't go back in this position now. We're now the piss taker of the top 6 when we were in the top 6. I ain't doing that no more. So now they're going for 24, 25, middle of the road, established players. And that is Real Madrid have tried young approach.
Mm-hmm.
It has caused World War 3, 4, and 5. So what they've done is we've now got to bring in the old unk, Daddy, Jose, who's going to be the headmaster, a little bit of strictness, a little bit of come in, settle it all down, bit of Bernardo Silva, a bit of establishment, settle it.
Yeah. Can we put Spartacus's comment up? You can throw a player into a fire with fire equipment. It's a really good comment.
Ed, you're getting killed for the Bergman comment.
No, I'm saying, okay, why did Rico decide to stay then?
Well,
because the club agreed to fee.
I don't think Rico wanted to leave, Ed. Not everyone does. Why did Stone stay? Why did Stone stay, Ed?
2 different players thrown into the fire. Rico did, and so did O'Reilly. O'Reilly only got in because of injuries.
Yeah. And thrive.
Who's to say Nico O'Reilly doesn't end up falling off a cliff like Rico Lewis has kind of done in the end? We're not saying he will. I'm not saying it. I don't think he will. But Nico O'Reilly's had the start Rico Lewis was having that season. That Nico O'Reilly's just had. Rico Lewis was having that season. And then we all fell apart.
Yeah.
And I don't mean Rico fell apart. The whole team just had that off season where they just all went. Which is why I don't like that season of this player was bad and he was shocking. We were all shit. The manager, the players, the staff, everybody.
That's why you've got to be patient with players, because when Nunes started and he started doing mistakes, that you've got to stick with it. You've got to be patient, and look at him now.
Yeah.
You know, he could have gone the other way.
Yeah.
But, you know, you got to stick with players sometimes.
What about Oscar Bob? It's like Oscar Bob. He's gone. Everyone said Oscar Bob was going to be this amazing guy and a great player. He's gone to Fulham. He spent half the time sat on their bench.
Yeah. Yeah, I think
this is what I've always said. Just because a player works at one football club does not mean they are structurally going to fit into another football club.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks that a player balls out in one football club, right, I'm going to ball out there. They will if the atmosphere and the stature and the tactics and everything suit. If they go to a brand new club and get told, right, you're a world-class right winger, we're now going to play as a left winger or an inside 10. What happens then? You might see a completely different player now. Florian Wirtz, for example. Oh, he's the next guy, baller. Look at this, blah, 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 blah.
Well, Pep did it.
Went, what the fuck's this?
Pep did it with our players.
Because all you had to do with Florian Wirtz was tackle him out.
You know? 3 players.
No, I'm not saying I don't believe in Oscar Bob, but I was getting told he was the world's next superstar, another wonder kid.
I believe it.
I don't like this wonder kid term.
Because before the injury, he was on that trajectory. Nobody knew where his ceiling was. The injury stopped his career.
It's an all-cash deal, Poonet, 116 million up front.
Yeah.
The injury stopped his career, and that happens to some players.
That's right. And that was the big season he was going to have.
It's heartbreaking, and I won't have him slandered by anybody because, and yet people love to slander people when they're gone. I won't have it.
Well, another example, you're going to hate me for this
trajectory, and I'm not saying you were slandering him, but there's plenty.
No. Robinho at Real Madrid was the next guy, and everyone loved him, and he was this superstar, blah, 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 blah. Comes to the Premier League, he looked good for 5 minutes. And then when it got to the old adages of a cold, wet Tuesday night in Burnley, now thanks. Yeah. You're all right. Ta-da. Don't fancy this.
Yeah.
Anyway, We're going to end in a minute anyway. I've got to say, I think this has been one of the best shows we've done in months and months this tonight. Really,
people like it. People like it when we fight.
Yeah, we're not. By the way, big up Blues Brothers. Gingerwig is out today. It was a quality show.
They're good.
There are another 4 or 5 Blues Brothers all lined up. We've had some amazing guests. We've got Popey coming up. We've got Nick coming up. We've got Tom coming up. There's loads. We've got loads of people lined up next week. You've also got someone I've always wanted to work with. He's going to be interviewed next week. Somebody I've always wanted to work with because they are one of the best people in this space I know. They are so knowledgeable. They know what they're talking about. They're tactically astute. And I'll tell you, when you see him this week, you are going to love it.
It's Boovy.
It will be out in 2 weeks. No, it isn't Nobbins.
It's Boovy. Top Blue. Top Bert.
No.
Season ticket holder since he was 2.
Nope. He's someone I've always wanted to work with. He knows his stuff. Everything.
No, it's not Boovy.
I will be getting interviewed this week.
What's up?
Because I've always wanted to work with myself. I think myself is amazing. I've wanted to work with someone like me for a long time.
It's Hamza.
No, it's me. No, I am actually one of the guests on Blues Brothers next week. No, well, it's being recorded next week, but I am actually one of the people.
Okay.
Right.
I've got
it's me.
See you, Governor.
See you, boys.
Big up, Governor. I was actually
big up.
I was doing what Thingy did in One Division. When he said in the last one, he said, I've always wanted to work with this actor. He's an amazing actor, and it was himself. No, we have got Danny coming up. Mark Cotbridge, why would he be on Blues Brothers? It's not a Forest show. LB's not asked me. Hamza's not asked me. People got to ask me to come on it. Please let us know when Ed's going to be on it. When Ed tells me he wants to be on it. People got to ask me. I'm not asking them. They've got to ask me.
Yo, man. I'm a busy guy, people. I'm a busy guy.
Oh, that's underwhelming then. Said someone who knows on about spicy potato. Right. Anyway, no, it's been a great show. I really enjoyed it. Thank you guys for really cheering me up. I needed this tonight. There's not going to be anything over the weekend live anyway. Over the weekend, Saturday, episode 5 of Blues Brothers is out. And then on Monday, episode 5 of Blues Brothers is out. We'll do some at Monday. Tomorrow, I've just got a lot to do at the moment with coroners and funeral directors. And yeah, like now I've got to go. I'm going to go and spend some time with my mother, who is very heartbroken at the moment, very lonely. So yes, I want to say massive thank you to Baz for his Foggy with the ourselves, Formidable, Tone, Luke, Andre, Amar again. All of that will go to 50% of it will go to Alzheimer's Society. Thank you very much, and I'm proud of you as well. Yeah, because we'll see what happens. But thank you all. You've been amazing.
No space tonight, Martin?
No, the space was a one-off. I've had a very bad day. I'm in 4 meetings tomorrow. I've got to go and pick up the death certificate tomorrow.
Right.
So I've got a meeting with the registrar, and then a meeting with the celebrant, and then a meeting with back to the funeral. I've got 4 meetings tomorrow. Funeral directors, registrar, and the celebrant. And if anyone knows what a celebrant is, this is the lead person of the funeral who will be leading. And
4 meetings nobody ever wants to have. So,
yes. If anyone wants to make me a 5th meeting and make me a millionaire, or do any sponsorship for the channel, you can. Mancunian Way 1894@gmail.com. Would be great if you want a sponsorship meeting. I'll take one of them on for the channel. More than happy to. So yeah, if you do want to get in touch with us, we are after a sponsor. Please get in touch with us. And any business interests as well, we would. And anyone wants to get in touch with doing Blues Brothers, this is going to be going on all summer, right through to the season. So we've got loads. They're just going to be 2 or 3 a week at the minute. And then when we get into the season, we'll drop down to 1 a week. We'll do a City in the lunch on Monday. Got a transfer ramble with Tone coming up. Loads of stuff. So, yes. And next Thursday, Ozzy will run the show because I'm off next Thursday. So, thank you to Trev coming on.
Well, thank you, everybody, for the great chats and the contributions. And we got some super chats in, and Magnus didn't have to get his balls out, which is always good.
I'm always disappointed when Magnus don't get his balls out. His balls on the table.
Super chat.
There's 148 of you in there. We've had nearly 160 likes, which is amazing. Nearly 2,000 views already, which is staggering. You are amazing. Thank you, Ed, for joining us.
Big up, man. Good panel tonight, as always. Good discussion, as always. Big up the chat. It's been great interaction tonight for sure. Darsh, we're going to have a chat later. Spar session. Let's go. 1-on-1. See us in the ring. But nah, for real though, it's been a great time tonight.
Yeah. And towards there to Not in My Lifetime, Luke, go and give Not in My Lifetime a lot of love. Hit that subscribe button to them as well. And to Kipak kids as well. Go and give Trev's channel a lot of love. We know he's part of us as well. Go and give his channel.
Start putting stuff up on there again, I think.
Blimey. Up the Blues, yes. And yeah, Anderson is over the line. Maresca is done. So can people stop fucking going mad? Calm down a bit. You've got what you wanted. Signing's in. Maresca's in. Let's just chill, relax. Others will follow, and there will also be departures. It's June the 25th, guys, not September the 1st. Chill. Take care, and as always, up the Blues. Legends.